Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sin Bin Podcast, Season 2, Episode 10. And of course, we are live and direct with all the sinners up in the place here. We got Sinner JP, also known as the Mexicans. We got Sinner Mr. No Fact Check Sasado, also known as Tyler. And of course, we got Sinner Tony, the Shiner in the house. And I'll be your host, the Toxic Sinner, Moodz. Yeah. What's going on, dudes?
What's up, bitches?
Yeah.
Again, it feels like we haven't recorded in a while.
All right. Oh, really?
It's this definitely time, been a while. This time it has definitely been a while.
I know. It definitely. There's always something that comes up and it gets pushed back a week or something like that. And yeah, this time is my fault. We were supposed to record this a week ago, and then last minute I realized that I had tickets to see Russell Peters, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm such an idiot." Because we always have everything written on our calendar because we have like so much shit going on, but that wasn't put on there until later, and I totally missed it. Anyways, show was fun, but so here we are. It is pretty much almost the middle of November now. So what are we going to do? Are we going to record this next one in a couple weeks, or just push it back a week so we spread these out a little bit, or what? That's what you
probably
said.
The week after Thanksgiving, because I imagine we're not recording on Thanksgiving.
I already had Thanksgiving.
That makes sense.
I'm fine whenever. Like, if you want to do it on the 4th or the next week, I don't care.
We could do it like the first week in December. It might as well spread out because give it 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, right. So episode 10, this is in the light of the Black Friday announcements.
Yeah, which obviously there's some secret stuff.
Which is obviously not going to be announced before actual Black Friday. So what did you guys think about the stuff that they announced for Black Friday and also the partner stuff?
What were they again?
No, not exactly.
So
I forget.
So the the VSU was the Garbage Pail Kids movie, which I did not grab a copy just because I do have a couple of copies already. I'll just grab it on clearance because I know it's not going to sell out. Vinegar Syndrome released Time Crimes, which is pretty interesting. I like that movie.
I'm excited about that.
That's a pretty cool. And Vinegar Syndrome also did the Shaw Scares Volume 1, which I'm pretty excited about. That's like early 80s.
That's really cool.
Shaw Brothers.
I watched one of those for the 1980s show.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen all 3 of them, so I was like,
something.
I was fucking stoked on that shit, man. I was super stoked. Cinematograph, I can't at close range, which I actually do like this movie. I
was somewhat interested in this one, but I didn't buy it for now. Maybe at the end of the month when I see what else comes out and I want to pick.
I'm actually a big fan of that one.
I've never seen it. I'm interested in that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. It's just like not something I'm so interested in. I'm gonna slam dunk like pay $40 for.
I just feel like it's one of those.
I'm waiting for a standard.
Exactly what I was thinking too. Totally the standard. Then we got the films of Hishiyasu Sato. I can't say his name.
Yeah,
Hishiyasu Sato.
If I picked up volume 1, like you kind of have to pick a volume 2.
Yeah,
that was an interesting situation because that original version, the first one, it got delayed, so they offered it was like $6 or $8 discount for volume 2.
Right.
But a lot of people were having trouble typing in the code because apparently there was a separate code if you were a subscriber than the original code. So everybody, I remember like at midnight, everybody was like, code's not working. And then I just randomly saw somebody comment that like, oh, the code for subs is this. And so I ended up being able to use it. But I know Dave Parker didn't get to use the code.
I forgot to. Like I remember I got my cards.
Yeah, I used it because you finally told me. It's funny how that just didn't end up becoming public knowledge. It just stayed a secret.
I know. It was weird.
So the code that they sent us with the card on the card, that would have worked for me then?
Yeah. It worked.
It would have worked for you.
So I completely
Only the
forgot to
subs
use
had
it.
a
I checked
different
out
code.
and just completely forgot to use the code.
Yeah,
So,
I used mine.
I never forget about free money.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially $6.
I'm horrible for that. I'm horrible for that. But this volume only has 2 films in it. But yeah, I think Love Zero equals Infinity. That was didn't that one make Parker's list?
Yeah,
for
that's the only
94?
one out of these 5 movies I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. So
I have
seen it,
actually seen that one. It was pretty cool. It was like
cool.
kind of trippy. Like I think it was like post-apocalyptic or something like that.
I'm really looking forward to
yeah.
diving into these because I'm a big
Yeah, this is a cool
films,
this is a cool line that they started here.
Yeah.
Really I'm definitely gonna try to watch both of these by the end of the year. See how they stack up for the
Oh my
top
god, I got
releases.
so much stuff to watch for that show.
It's for what show?
I honestly haven't bought that much this year.
The top 10 of this show, Sinbin.
I think I honestly I feel like actually speaking of that, we need the Google pages updated because I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
I was actually looking at it the other day. I was like, oh shit, this is way behind. But yeah, I was actually thinking about starting up like a, kind of a starting top 10 list, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just kind of get the ball rolling and see what I need to watch and stuff too, because I've been putting things away, so I don't know what came out this year. So I'm kind of, and then of course, Vinegar Syndrome also started up another sub label called Reviver, and so it's called Reviver 1, and this is actually pretty. It's kind of a unique idea behind this, and I think it goes something on the lines of like these films are literally just being dug up from full-blown obscurity, right, JP? Like these things never had releases or anything like that. And
yeah, I think this one is considered a lost film, was it that they said?
Yeah.
They did a little featurette on their YouTube channel talking about it. But yeah.
I think this line really kind of accentuates exactly what Vinegar Syndrome's all about, because they're about preserving, film, right? And and now they've got these like long lost kind of obscure, hence even lost films that they're going to put out on its own kind of label and stuff. And I think that's very kind of poetic for Vinegar Syndrome to be doing a line like this. So, I mean, I'm not sure how well it's going to do because I think a lot of people aren't willing to take the chances on maybe some of the prices. I mean, I thought this one was priced pretty decently, though. It wasn't too bad.
Well, it sold out already. So
I think people are going to take the chance on the first one and then see what it's all about and then probably go from there. Everything always does well at first, but I think it's a really cool idea that they're doing. I just think it's really crazy how many sub labels they have now. Like it's fucking wild.
Well, yeah, because now they have that other one too. The
pink
retail.
Line.
Yeah, I think they have 9. Line. I think with Vinegar Syndrome, I think there's like 10 total Vinegar Syndrome labels or something like that. So it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, they have the new retail line too, which is for their like retail stores, which seems to be just reissues of stuff.
Right.
So I'm not really going to worry about that. But yeah, so the Reviver 1 sold out. So it was at $20 for subscribers, which was a really good price.
Right. That's a really good price.
And it was a limited to 3,000. Right. And all of the proceeds go to the actual archiving section of Vinegar Syndrome, which is a pretty cool way to sort of fund that.
Right.
But like, I think that Oscar dude said in his like thing in his video that he did, like they have hundreds of movies that are just like, just stuff that they bought in collections and stuff that are like I think this movie's like never had like any kind of release. So it's just like a random oddity that they found.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Lots of good partner label stuff though. Or I mean, lots.
There was definitely some good partner label stuff again this month. I honestly didn't even get everything I wanted. I did buy the Advent calendar, which was the Shudder release this month.
I grabbed that one.
I pretty much will buy any Christmas themed horror movie on disc. Like I've literally bought like 2 shitty like direct to video Krampus movies at Walmart the other day because they're
Dude, Christmas. I have like all those like old Krampus fucking what is there, like 8 of them or something in 2 different franchises. Like there's
and then you got like Mother Krampus and like 100 of those too.
Grandma Krampus, or is like, oh my god, there's so many. And actually a couple of those actually aren't even that bad. It's pretty funny, but
I actually like that advent calendar movie too, so that like helped. Have you guys seen that?
Mm-mm.
I can't remember if I watched it. It was on Shudder, right?
Yeah, it was a Shudder film. It's it is German, French and German, I think.
I can't even remember if I watched it or not.
Yeah, it's like it's about this paraplegic girl who gets a like advent calendar for her birthday. But it's like an old one, like wooden and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like as the days go by, like creepy shit, weird shit starts happening. I thought it was pretty cool. Like I watched it. I recommend it. I saw it back when it came out. The little advent calendar is pretty neat. It's like this wooden cool thing. But yeah, so if you like Christmas horror films, it's definitely, I've seen way worse. I mean, it's like a good movie. It's not like great, but it's a good movie. I also grabbed
did you grab the other Christmas movie that they put out, the Christmas Eve in Miller's Point?
Yeah, that one's like a comedy or something.
Yeah,
right?
it's not even a horror film.
Yeah, I did grab that because I just love Christmas stuff and it's that season. I did not grab Model Hunger from Wild Eye. I do like that movie a little bit, but not really.
I didn't grab it either. I do own the old DVD of it, so I was like,
me too.
But
I did grab also the Backyard Bloodbath from Bleeding Skull. Was that one of them?
Yeah,
no,
I
that
think
was that was the last month.
That was last month. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I grabbed the Saturn's Core, the hardcore Poisoned Eyes. Advent calendar.
That movie looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does actually look pretty fucking sweet, man. The EGFA release of Crazy Kids Video Party, man. Put out some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, I grabbed that as well. I grabbed the Saturn's Core as well.
What else did I grab? I think I grabbed the VH Shitfest, the Psychotropic Overload. That thing looks batshit insane. IFC Sightseers. I fucking love that movie. So much
I didn't
fun.
grab that one.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I love
that. It is
shit.
a good movie.
It's legit fucking hilarious.
But yeah, there's some good stuff. Did they tease what the releases are for the
Not to my knowledge, at least.
I haven't seen actually any of the teasers for that, come to think of it.
So this is what will be there'll be 2 VS releases. I think they announced one of them, right? 2 VSAs, 1 VSL, 1 Cinematograph, which I think they announced, 1 Distrapix, 1 Degosser VHS, not a regular one.
Right.
They've pretty much announced everything but the 2 secret titles, right?
Yeah. Did they announce the VSAs? I don't think they did.
No, maybe they didn't.
You know who I'm kind of disappointed in this year? My boys Film Movement Classics. They have not really enticed me that much this year.
So wait, let me get this correct. So this is episode what, 10?
Yeah.
So the next episode will be Black Friday. Or no.
No, the next
episode's going to be the October.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the September show. Or the September releases that we're doing.
Yeah, September releases.
Okay, I was about to say, because I was like, wait, the timing doesn't make sense, because if the next show is the
yeah, it's just because we're a couple weeks late on this. It's because everything's been getting
we're
pushed back.
We're just gonna have to double up somewhere. Like,
yeah, I mean, we'll still get the year-end show.
Well, the year-end show will be episode 1, which will be in January, probably late January.
Yeah.
So we just need to figure out a way to do 2 more shows in December, basically.
Yeah. I mean, the end of December is kind of easier for me because I just have so much more time off of work because of the holidays.
Yeah, we also have a couple weeks off of 22 shots too, so we could probably squeeze it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if we don't have to do, we don't necessarily, if we get it around that time too, we don't necessarily have to do it on a Thursday either.
Right. And so you guys have like, are you guys Tony? I guess the only question's for Tony. Are you subscribing next year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna subscribe just because of the show mostly, and just the fact that I don't. Well, I'm so used to having like such cheap fucking prices. I don't know if I could handle going up to like normal prices.
I know. That's where the value comes from. It really does. Like the I mean, I think I was a little happier with this year of VS than maybe you were. Like because a lot of the films that were like I mean, I would probably say I definitely had more upgrades this time than last year, but some stuff I like Ruby I was excited for and stuff like that.
They're really like being strong towards the end of the year for me. Like towards like the middle to like August, I was like super fucking like over it. But then like the Ruby month and then this month came out and I've been happy ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the end has been a little bit stronger. But yeah, I'll probably subscribe again. I can't I like you, I've been buying so much partner label stuff that like I probably my partner label buying would probably be half of what it is if I wasn't a subscriber.
That's why, like, honestly, I'd like to buy more sometimes, but it's like it's so expensive for me to like take a gamble on some.
Well, the thing is, you wouldn't really be taking a gamble if you sold the stuff you didn't want, because if you sold the VS releases that you didn't want, you would probably make your money back.
That's such a commitment.
Yeah, I'm not willing to do. Definitely a pain in the ass. Oh yeah, totally.
But
and like really, there's kind of a whole startup cost to like selling all the stuff. Because it's like it just if you every time you sell something, you go to the store and like buy an envelope and like the appropriate like stamp, it just costs like it starts to not even make you money at that point.
Not really, but I get what you're saying. It's a pain in the ass. If you do it smart, it's pretty cheap to ship stuff.
Well, I mean, I have that Enter the Void one still just sealed. So right. I think then maybe that's one I might get rid of because like it's isn't literally the same disc that's already on Blu-ray, just with a nice box, and I'm pretty sure it is. It's like the same disc. It's IFC.
Was that not a 4K?
No, it wasn't. It was a 4K. I'd be like, it probably would have been like whatever, and probably picked it that month. But it's such a side grade. I only bought it because I thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Speaking of months that suck, that was one, and we fucking settled on what was the fucking movie from Australia, the Final Cut.
And then we was trash.
That was what we settled on. That's how fucking bad like some of the months were this year.
But it's like at the same time, I totally get it. Like, yeah, maybe I'd rather take a gamble on this 84-minute slasher no one ever seen than this like fucking 2-hour, 40-minute like high art film that we're gonna have to. Like,
that's how I felt.
I was excited to see it because I love Gaspar Noé and I haven't seen that one, so that's why I was pushing.
Yeah, this page hasn't been updated since May. So we're a few months behind.
Probably for the halfway show.
Go ahead, Moodz. Why don't you take a crack at updating?
No way, man. Not my job.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I was happy with the announcements, I guess. The only thing I didn't grab was that garbage pail thing.
Garbage pail thing.
Was this the same?
Dude, it was annoying.
I had show last year where all our choices sucked and we did Bloodlines. Was that also Showtime?
Probably.
Yeah,
I have the fucking
the Go Fish movie.
Oh god, that was the worst show ever.
God,
I have the garbage pail.
I no longer have that Go Fish. I sold that shit off.
Christ, I'm trying to say something.
All right, let's not cut it.
I have the Garbage Pail Kids Scream Factory Blu-ray still sealed, like just sitting there, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
That's a disc that you could have sold because didn't that thing go for a lot of money?
Probably, I bet that
it was out of print.
I wish I would have sold it.
And it's
I wish I would have sold it.
It's sealed with slipcover too, so it's like,
Man, I've watched that one a couple times.
I've never
I have
seen
the
it.
slip, but it's on. I've
I
watched
saw it when I saw it
but
as
I
a
have
kid
it with
when
the
I was
slip.
I saw it when I was a kid and I really liked it. Another titles that could have went for a lot. I have like Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 Scream Factory sealed as well.
Why the fuck are those still sealed? Those things
Why are
came out so
why
long
the
ago.
fuck are those sealed?
Like,
Dude, I've
Do you
watched
not
them
watch
You
those
watch
movies?
Yes, I watch them in the drive-in. I
fucking
just saw
buys
them in
movies
the
to have them on
drive-in.
his shelf, man. Jeez.
Dude, I
See,
don't know.
like
I just
back
never.
now my backlog of movies is too ridiculous. I'll never catch up. But back then, when I watched like discs immediately once I got them.
Dude, there was
Yeah,
a time where
that's crazy.
anything new, I had it in a watch stack, and I would always watch it before putting it on the shelf. But like those days are long gone for me.
Yeah, I just don't have
I
time.
will never
anymore.
catch
Like,
up.
I don't
Like
even,
Yeah, the
I
first
can't
big
ever catch up
sale.
now.
Forget about it.
Well, stop
Yeah.
watching stop watching the same shit in the at the theater all the time. Then, fuck.
all right. But
Yeah, I don't know. This past month here, like the picks that we had and shit. I thought the month. What is this? This is September's, right?
Yeah,
I thought September was pretty good, man. Some pretty cool.
yeah, and
releases.
the month before, well, yeah, this month, but even the month before the Black Friday, so the October stuff. I don't know if we did a show in between then, but the partner label stuff was the best month they've ever had, I think.
Yeah, there's been some good partner label months this year. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
So, kind of the
I've
driving
always kind of
force.
just lived in the. I've kind of lived in the partner labels,
Yeah, you have for sure.
just like my existence. Because I'm not invested in like any of the mainline titles, like just because I'm not getting them for free anyway, or like I'm not automatically getting them. So I'm only just picking like what my favorite thing is from any of the labels released. So it only even makes sense that like it would be a partner label most of the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, once the shit's all updated, actually take a look to see how this year is overall. But I mean, I don't know how it's going to stack up. I really don't.
Yeah,
I can tell you one thing: the
clear
partner label
runner
stuff
for me anymore.
has been fucking solid this year, though. I feel like it's been really good. I've been pretty excited. But then again, there's
Yeah.
like two or three labels that I just love collecting, so it's all the shit's always good to me.
Next month,
my top 10 though.
Next month's show is going to be really solid, though.
Yeah, and I do remember last year for my top 10, like the last like couple months were like really big. There's a lot of big releases.
Yeah, next month I think I have like the least amount of prep ever. Like I've got the main feature in my review. Like I don't have anything else. I mean, I could watch JP's review. I have like the old DVD for it, but I didn't pick up the Blu-ray.
What did we pick again?
We'll announce it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you guys got?
Thought there was something. I forgot.
I think we talked about everything I was thinking of.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through the Black Friday titles that were announced.
Have you guys looked at any of the Severin Black Friday announcements?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, I saw the Bay of Blood 4K.
Oh, that was Severin? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look right
The
now.
Crippled Masters they just announced today, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you guys like arguing like not everything needs to be a 5 disc set.
I don't think I need a
it's funny too.
disc.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a 5 disc set, but it's like I think it's like the Italian cut. There's like multiple cuts on different discs. There's a soundtrack features. Like there's a disc for like everything. So, but yeah,
Like,
5 discs is pretty wild.
Like this is no disrespect to Bay of Blood. I like Bay of Blood, but I am happy with my Kino Blu-ray.
Did anybody know what Adam and Eve is, that first title they announced?
No, I don't know what that is.
Same. I don't know what that other one was either.
At first, I thought it was the Adam and Eve movie that's from 2005. But I'm like,
North
that's the one.
Sea is Death Sea, that one, Tony?
Or from 2004, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
I liked Adam and Evil. It is
What
a
is that?
goofy
Adam?
ass
Yeah, Adam.
slasher.
That's what it is. Yeah, Adam and Evil. Yeah,
Hmm.
had a double take on it. I was like, no, I don't. That's it. But I don't know. I always feel like every year Severin's like Black Friday announcements are like kind of like the weakest of the whole year for them. I never feel
They
like
just
it's usually
like
that strong.
Well, they've
I
been really
just
weird lately.
Well, they did.
They do a lot of
Did
like
they announce Baskin too? Like they've released that before.
yeah.
So
They've
must
pretty much just like been a
yeah, they
box
did a
set
lot of
company.
upgrades last year.
yeah, because Baskin, I believe they had released before, so this must be a
Doing
4K.
box sets is just like their niche. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, they're the box set people now.
Oh, dude, their box like yeah, they just announced the Euro Cryptic Christopher Lee Volume 3, which is fucking crazy. That Exorcismo set, the like the what is it, the post Franco it's not Jesus Franco stuff. That was funny
Well,
when they first go when it first announced. People were like, oh, they got a fucking Jess Franco box set. I'm like, no, it's not Jess Franco. Actually, the
other
films
than
are
the
in pretty
Han
cool.
set, honestly, Severin hasn't really got me that excited for anything since Cemetery Man.
Man, their macabre sets are amazing. The Donze macabre sets
Yes,
are awesome.
there's nothing they've put out stuff that I picked up. I'm like, that's cool, but nothing's really like grabbed me like as like a must-have title from them since Cemetery Man, other than Hans
Big one
Volume
for me
2.
this year was the Lamberto Bava set.
Yeah, me too.
I had to get that one before a sale, and that's rare.
Yeah, the Feeding Frenzy was a cool idea, man. The fucking Italian shark exploitation collection. That was awesome.
Glad they're selling those separately too. Like, good on them because I don't want to buy Devilfish again.
Yeah, I didn't really need to buy that again either. But the other two I didn't own, and I actually watched Night of the Sharks. That movie was pretty fun. So, but yeah, pretty cool stuff though. I hope they do another volume of that. I'm sure they can. But the Donze Macabre sets are awesome, man. I've been working my way through part 4 right now. Watched The Devil's Wedding Night last night. I watched Night of the Damned the other night too. That one was really fucking good, man. It's a good film.
Devil's Wedding Night. It's another Code Red upgrade
Yep.
or
Yep.
side grade.
Well, I got the 4K. It actually looks really good. It looks definitely better. Than
Oh
the
shit,
Red.
that's on 4K now.
Yeah. So
The
they
whole
released
set's on 4K, isn't it?
yes. Well, they have a Blu-ray set and a 4K set. So this is the first volume that they did both versions for, which is pretty cool actually. Because and that's what I even said too. I said if they had just released a Blu-ray set, I probably wouldn't have grabbed this set because I already owned like everything except for the Night of the Damned. I didn't know that, but so it was 4K, and I was like, well, I got to get the 4K set. So and I did watch it, and it looks really good. So pretty excited about that. It's a crazy set too because like Baba Yaga is like a 4-disc set. It's got a soundtrack and like it's a box set that has 11 discs on 4 movies. Like it's
Damn.
insane. I don't know what Severin is just going crazy with their box sets, but I'm a big fan. I mean, anything Italian, like the Lamberto Bava has just gotten so much damn love this year. Just absolutely incredible. Did you watch all the movies in there, Tony?
No, I haven't gotten the fourth one yet. I just have the first 3.
Of the Lamberto Bava, the High Tension. You picked up that?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the Danza. No, I haven't watched any of those yet.
I watched all 4 of them. I think the first week of like Italian Horror Month. They're all solid, man. They're all good. I really enjoy.
What would you prefer, that little 4 set or the one that Cauldron put out, the Brevita Giallo?
The Giallo set. I like those films better. I mean, I'm very more familiar with those because I had all the DVDs and stuff before, and I'm a big fan of like Graveyard Disturbance and stuff. And those things kind of always resonate with me. I think those are the better films, but these are pretty solid. They're all quite different though. They're interesting. But it still has that like TV Italian flair to it that like, wow, these were made for TV kind of thing. Like it's so bizarre that they're making these things for TV. Like the fact that they thought that these were actually going to be aired is so funny to me. But I'm just so happy that we've gotten all these things with good releases and more people can see them now. It's fantastic to me. So, but yeah, good stuff. But yeah, no, Severin, when they started announcing their Black Friday stuff, I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, they always have these like weird sets of announcements, like when they announced the Sisters remake, and I'm like, who the fuck is buying the Sisters?
Yeah.
It's like such a weird.
The people that are buying like the disc bundle.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
it. I didn't even know that there was a Sisters remake until that announcement happened.
Yeah.
I knew it existed. I never cared to see it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I actually didn't even know that there was a remake of Sisters until like just a few years back. I'd found out. It was kind of like I didn't know there was a remake of Long Weekend either.
Nature's Grave.
Yeah, so weird. Like, I'm a big fan of the original Ozzy film, and I think JP was the one that told me years ago. He's like, "Dude, there's a remake for Long Weekend." I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, really?" Like, I didn't know. Like, what a weird movie to remake, but yeah.
That's by the guy who did Urban Legend and Valentine.
Yeah, I looked it up. And I was like, that's pretty wild. That's crazy. I must have totally missed out when it came out. So, well, obviously I did.
Everybody did. I didn't watch it.
Obviously straight to video must have been. Had to have been. Well, it was that era, right? So yeah. But anyways, you guys want to get into the reviews?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, brother.
All right, so I predetermined the order before the show started, and the order goes as is. Tyler, me, Tony, JP. All right, so that is going to conclude the intro, and let's get into these solo reviews. Tyler, hit us up with your turd.
The painted
All
turd.
right.
Fucking whoever keeps doing that on the spreadsheet, always killing me. I looked at it
It's
and I was like,
me
there's
every
no
time.
way he's doing a movie called The Painted Turd. Whatever.
Well,
We'll see if this is a turd or not.
yeah. So I went with The Painted Bird this week. This movie I've known about for a while. It's a Czech film from Václav Marhol, and I've heard this repeated a lot, that it's like if Lars von Trier directed Come and See. So I was definitely going to take the opportunity to watch this. It's really long. It's like 2 hours and 50 minutes. So that's kind of the biggest feature, and it's black and white. But
Only a
the
few
movie
people
shot
would be
really.
only a few people would be excited about like the possibility of watching Lars von Trier making Come and See, but of course Tyler's like with bells on, he just
Yeah.
almost does a backflip at the opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with the black and white cinematography, it's very cinematography focused, but it's nothing that's like crazy dynamic, and it's only really so unique, like unique in the sense that it's in black and white. But this is adapted from a novel, and you see pretty early on that it kind of has almost this like really like pitch black, dark fairy tale tone to it, and it's about this young child, this young Jewish boy, basically just wandering the landscape of Europe during World War II, and that does make it a little easier to watch because it's super episodic, and you just watch these vignettes basically of this kid moving with like family and people to be around and what he falls into and all that. Yeah, some of it's really interesting. It's this movie shot extremely well. It's acted extremely well, and it sounds very good. But in all honesty, I really did not care for this movie.
Really?
It is a turd.
Well, firstly, the whole Lars von Trier comparison is absolutely ludicrous. It's like who's ever parodied stupid shit like this is like if Lars von Trier directed this, it's just you have no idea what you're talking about. There's nothing like Lars von Trier. Like, if any movie that's bleak is a tribute to Lars von Trier, then sure. But it's like there's nothing like Dogma about this. And then his films that are like post Dogma, like Melancholy and Antichrist, like The House that Jack Built, they're written way better than something like this. They're way less ambiguous and like and just tonally like dreadful. They're way more dynamically shot. So I don't understand how anyone would make that type of comparison. It's the same thing. Me and Dan the cameraman were talking about this earlier today, where like people just call everything Lynchian and they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Like I saw people calling Red Rooms Lynchian. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So these are words you'll just throw around. So yeah, this movie is not like that. The movie is very slow, and it's not that it's uninteresting, but it also what this is where maybe people differ than me, but it has this like tendency to basically just be misery porn for like 2.5 hours, where every single person this kid comes across, like the most god awful thing happens to them, and he's traumatized over and over. And then there are like some sentiments where he is like come and see where he eventually ends up like in the military traveling with them. But like he just keeps walking into these like the most horrific situations possible, where like horrific things happen to him or the people he's around, and it just like it almost just starts to feel like okay, we get it. Like what, like like in war, civilians are also affected. Civilians go through so many innocent lives lost, and I get what you're trying to get there, but it's just so like repetitive. And there's other movies that I feel like have done it better, and sometimes it's just like it goes so over the top, where I think it gets like it's so dark that it like makes me laugh, and it doesn't work for me. There's this one I'll talk about this like one scene basically because it's pretty notorious where it's actually Udo Kier who does this to someone. Like pushes up this guy up in the wall for looking at his wife, and like literally like plucks out his eyeballs with like a spoon, and then like throws him outside. And then it shows like the cat like licking the eyeballs, and like this little kid that's there watching all this happen. Like decides, okay, I'm leaving this family. He leaves like the family in the middle of the night, and he finds like the guy that got his eyes ripped out, like sitting against a tree, like whimpering, and he hands him his eyeballs back and just keeps walking, and it just like made me fucking laugh my ass off, and like I don't understand like
hey, you dropped the A's.
But it's just like it's so stupid. Like I can't. It makes me like have a hard time taking something like this so seriously, and it just I don't know. It just I didn't really get any like type of like emotional stimulus out of it. Yeah, there's a couple like hard to watch disturbing scenes, but it's like it's nothing that like anybody hasn't seen, and there's nothing that like I grab onto in this movie that makes me like think any like differently about things, or like for like challenges any like they're showing me doing anything new other than like trying to be like provocative. And I just think this movie's kind of like it almost makes you say like what's like okay, what's your point? It just seems like just I'm sure there's people that already get way more out of this movie than I did, but I felt like there's so many movies that try to illustrate the same like World War II, the same post World War II like the poverty point, and I get it's adapted from a novel, and maybe it means something more that's illustrated well, and like there's people who listen to me say like, well, you just didn't understand it because what it's actually supposed to mean is like just because that's what it's supposed to mean doesn't make it that captivating or good. And this movie just like really did not work for me. I did not like this movie at all, even though it seems like a movie. It was pretty tailor made to me. It was just for the runtime too. I was just so drained, and it's like there's
2.5, right?
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I struggled with it. It's not something I'd really want to watch again.
What label is that again?
But yeah, this was IFC. I forgot to mention that IFC. It's 2019, so it's pretty modern. But you know, I wouldn't not recommend the movie because I do think like there's people that would like this way more than I would. But it's just something that I don't think like it just seemed it just almost seemed like a movie to me that was it didn't like have it just felt like it was trying to show me things to like make me upset, and it struggled to like really like make me take it seriously or like feel any sort of like captivation. There's just movies that like really approach the same subject matter like much better, I think. But you know, it's well made. Maybe I feel differently some other time, but this one really wasn't for me. As far as the special features go, there is like a 2-hour documentary on here, but there's no shot I was watching a 2-hour documentary on this movie. But there was some interviews with the director and someone from a podcast. It looks like from a different country, and yeah, they kind of just talked about the influences in the book and like where he took his inspirations and like what it's supposed to mean. It it's like it's interesting enough to hear, I guess, to hear like a different perspective, but it doesn't change anything like I feel about it. And then there's a video essay that kind of just goes over the movie in the broad strokes. I never really care for the video essays on these releases. They're kind of just like it almost like it's almost a lot of the time just like a slideshow of them explaining the movie to you, which I don't know, just not really for me. I kind of just like to the movie simmer. But yeah, and this is definitely a beware risk. I know this movie does have some pretty well regarded, but this is a bell curve movie too, where I know a lot of people really don't like this movie, and I definitely understand why. This one's gonna get a 5 out of 10 from me.
Still gives it a 5. So what made you pick that one?
Because it's a pretty like well regarded like movie, kind of in like the art house like Criterion sphere. So I was like, all right, well, I know this one. It's like I'm familiar with this.
Well, he finally learned his fucking lesson.
So
or learned his lesson.
He got duped.
Got fucking duped by all the.
I mean, it's not like I've
art
ever
house
watched a long
Geek Boys.
It's not like that's the first time that's ever happened. But at least it'll show you I just don't have some unanimous opinion on like any like art house movie.
Yeah. Well, interesting. All right. So for me, we're gonna take it back to I think originally, I'm not sure what IMDb is going to say the year is on this. The disc says 25. It's probably gonna say 24 when it actually gets an IMDb page. What the fuck? I have no idea why the sequel to this movie does not have a page. It's so weird, but it's on Letterboxd.
What is the movie?
Commando Ninja 2, Invasion America. So it's so weird that this film does not have an IMDb page. It's on Letterboxd. It's so
that is really strange.
It is strange because this movie was the very first one that came out in 2018, Commando Ninja. Actually made a pretty big splash. This one got pretty popular. And that's why I'm pretty shocked that it doesn't.
It has an IMDb page.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. If it has a letterbox, it has IMDb, bro.
It does not come up on here, bro.
Bro.
He found it.
Oh, someone! Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, they must have done it this morning.
That's fucking wild, man. And it's weird because it's not even right.
What do you mean?
It says that this says the length on it is 1 hour 8 minutes. This movie's 2.5 hours long.
The first one's probably 1 hour 8.
Yeah, that's what the first one is. Well, the fucking the story or the synopsis on here is pretty right. Okay, so anyways, Commando Ninja. Just for some little bit of context. So the very first film, it's directed by a French director, which I actually just found out that he's actually French. I thought the dub that they were using in this was just kind of for effect, just like taking it back to the old, 80s. It's more of a homage and stuff like that. So the original Ninja Commando movie is basically like a Commando, like Rambo type ripoff. It basically follows around an ex-Vietnam vet where, his daughter gets taken by this ninja coalition or whatever, and he's got to go save her. So it's basically Commando, right? And yeah, so the original Commando Ninja is like, it's just a huge homage to like action films and ninja films from the 80s and stuff. It's not a parody. It's not a parody film. It's literally just a homage, and it does a lot of things. It's really fucking cool. Actually, even at the end of this movie, there's like some newer homages. I'm not going to ruin them and stuff, but so it was crowdfunded, and apparently the idea behind the original film was to do like a short film, like a short, and they end up expanding it to like 68 minutes or whatever, but it probably could use another 20 minutes because the movie just kind of ends at this one point. You feel like the third act is starting, it kind of ends, but it's fantastic for the budget that they had, which I really don't know what it was. Do a really good job at this. So I was super, super stoked to find out that Commando Ninja was actually coming out. And again, it was another crowdfunded film. And apparently this one was made for about 50,000 euros, which is literally blowing my shitter out because I cannot believe that they made this movie for 50,000 euros. Given the fact that they shot on location in a few different places. They shot like, in the Mojave Desert, they shot in Vancouver, they shot in different locations and stuff, which is crazy. But there's so much special effects in this film, which is crazy. So the idea behind Commando Ninja 2, it's not a direct sequel. It's just another story involving the exact same characters from the first film. So our main character is, of course, John Hunter, who plays the Commando Ninja. His backstory is that he was like raised in Japan, and he was taught the martial arts and stuff. And then when he in America, he ended up fighting in the war and stuff. So he was like a big, he was a soldier in that. So hence Commando Ninja. So John Hunter, and of course Leroy Hopkins, and he was another guy. He was one of the sergeants from the Vietnam War, and he got Kowalski. So Kowalski was a vet in the first film, and he gets turned into basically a robot. So and all his characters carry over. So he's a robot in the second film too. So what happens in this film is Hopkins is a cop. I think he's like a cop in like Utah or some shit like that. Anyways, he sees something out in the desert area or whatever. I think maybe it's in Arizona. He sees something out in there, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? He sees like it looks like terrorists are doing some crazy shit and stuff like that. But Hopkins is crazy. Like, he's literally lost his fucking mind because he's a Vietnam vet that's like always raging about shit and always having flashbacks. And he's quite racist, and he's just out to lunch. Really. He really is. So anyways, he goes and reports this to Hunter, and Hunter's like, no, man, like there's nothing going on, man. We've already been through some shit, man. The war is way past time. And I will give context again, like Commando Ninja takes place in the 80s, which is a bunch of years after they were, obviously done from Vietnam. And then this one takes place in 1990. So it's a few years later. And so he goes to see Hunter, and he's like, yo, man, I think there's some shit going on. I believe that there might be some, terrorists kind of trying to take over the United States and things like that. And just as Hunter's saying, it's like, fuck that shit, man. You're crazy, man. You're having all these non-flashbacks and shit. They see on the news that this place got bombed and shit. And of course, Hunter's child gets all fucked up and shit. And he's like, okay, now we need to go to war and stuff. So basically what it is, it's like all these different countries have come together. And basically they want to take over the United States because they've all got vendettas against the States. It's like, you got the Viet Cong, and you got like the Russians, and you got like, dude, you got the fucking Africans. And like there's this crazy ass scene where all these people are sitting around this table, and it feels like you're sitting there with like Dr. Claw from like Inspector Gadget. It's like a POV shot, and he's got this claw, and he's got this funny voice, and it's got all these people going around the table, and they're telling the leader what they're going to do to get back at the United States because they all have a vendetta and stuff. And of course the guy from Africa is talking about like, for, using, their people as like, blood money, blah, blah, blah. And then it's so funny. They go around this table, they come to this like Ku Klux Klan member, and he's like, yo, man, he's like, yeah, I'm going to like burn some crosses, like I'm going to go set some crosses on fire in Anchorage, Alaska. They're all like looking at this guy, and the guy from Africa's like, what the fuck? And then also they press the button, and it's like fucking Dr. Claus, and he dies and stuff. But I love the way they set up the film though. So they have like all these kind of like, these terrorists in different, it kind of shows them in different cities throughout the United States and stuff like Fort Lauderdale and, Arizona and stuff. And there's this one really funny scene. It's like homage obviously to It, and they're in Derry, Maine. And they do the It scene with the little boy, the little brother inside the storm drain. Oh my God, dude, I laughed so fucking hard. So anyways, so basically it's all these countries have come together, and they're trying to take over America, and they got to go, beat them and stuff. So this movie's crazy, man, because the original one is, like I said, it's a big homage to like, Commando and Ninja films. And there's so many little things. And that's what I love about watching these movies, is that if you've seen all those films from the 80s, you can pick things out in the film, and it's such a fucking fun time to watch. This one's no less, but they went super big with this. Like I said, I don't know what the budget was in the first film. They had 50,000 euros in this one, which I still can't even believe this. So it's a 2.5 hour movie versus basically just over an hour. And at first going into this film, I was like, oh my God, what are they going to do? Like, I love the characters from the first film. I love the fact that they brought them all back, and they're all there, and they're so likable, and they're so much fun and stuff like that. But what are they going to do with this film? So like I said, so after Hopkins finds these people doing some shit in the desert and stuff, they find this like passageway, and they take this passageway. It basically takes them to like the center of the earth, and it's like they're like in the middle of the fucking earth. Anyways, they finally find their way out, and it leads them right back to Vietnam, which is where all this shit is actually taking place. This is where this like round table of like terrorists are doing all their plans and stuff. So now they're back in Vietnam. Of course, Hopkins is freaking the fuck out and saying all his racist shit and stuff. But the crazy thing is with this film is like they go so far. They use like, you know, you can see like all the inspirations like right on their sleeves. It's crazy, man. Like, so when they get to Vietnam, obviously they got to fight like the Viet Cong and stuff like that. But when they get there, there's like fucking dinosaurs there. Inspiration from Jurassic Park. So there's like dinosaurs in Vietnam and stuff. And then of course there's a whole zombie section of the film too, which is really cool. And I love how they utilize and like what the zombies are. It's basically ghosts from their past, right? It's like the commentary in the film is like, you know, you that went to Vietnam. And I want to get to preaching political and stuff like that, where I'll get to that in a little bit. But the zombies in the film are actually dead, like Vietnamese and Viet Congs and stuff like that were, you know, killed during the war and stuff like that. And they come back for them and stuff, which is really cool. But man, they really like up the ante with the action in this one too. Like there's a ton of action in the original film, but this one, like for a 2.5 hour film, I was so worried about a lot of downtime and shit, but there's so much going on and there's so many good call-outs, like the whole Rambo 2 thing, you know, of course you got Jurassic Park and like all these type of films and stuff. It's just really, really well done. It's super entertaining. It's super fun. It's just like amazing one-liners, really good stuff. But the effects is what really sold me on this film. I just can't believe for a 2.5 hour film and the budget they had, how much they actually put into this. Now, the zombie section of the film is absolutely phenomenal because I was taken back by the fact that they did all these zombies practical. Everybody looks unique. It's all, you know, all the makeup effects and stuff, and everything looks really good. There's like a ton of gore effects. And I was like, damn, I was watching this and some of the gore effects, I was like, shit, that looks really fucking real. I watched a documentary and they actually did bring in like real, like boar guts and like animal parts and stuff like that. So there was a lot of real shit that was going on there. It kind of reminded me of like Savini with Day of the Dead. So a lot of the gore effects were really good. Of course, they had to do CG effects too for certain scenes and stuff like that too. But it fits the tone of the film really well because it is super tongue in cheek and goofy, but it's not overly goofy to the point where you're like, well, that's fucking stupid. Which kind of leads me into like the end of the film where I think I can see people thinking it's a little bit too preachy because they start talking about like almost like the moral of the story, you know, like, you know, the whole Vietnam thing. And like, because Hopkins is suffering from PTSD and stuff like that. And he questions like why the fuck he was there and stuff like that. So it kind of gets into that. And like, you know, this is all caused from this and that and stuff like that. So I could see people thinking that it gets a little bit preachy towards the end. It doesn't affect my enjoyment for what I saw for the first like 2.5 hours of the film. It doesn't really matter to me, but all in all, man, this is like low budget filmmaking at like, you can just see the love put in here. This guy is a dude that the director grew up on American films. He's a French director and he puts all his influences, all of his love into these movies. They're straight homages. Like I said, they're not parodies at all. You know, he just takes bits and pieces of films and kind of puts it together. It's kind of like Tarantino, but in a tongue in cheek way, in a sense where, you know, like I said, if you're a big fan of these films, you could pick out so many different things that he's, you know, bored from and shit. It's really fucking awesome. But I love the Kowalski character in this film. He kind of reminds me of like Sergeant Slaughter from the WWF. It's fucking hilarious because what happens to him in the first film, because he was a real soldier and then he gets transported into the future and he gets turned into a robot and stuff. But he's got this really great scene in this film where it's a huge homage to like Mortal Kombat, where he uses his hands and he smashes his head and then he fucking rips the spine out of it and he says something and it's totally Mortal Kombat. It's fucking awesome. It's totally sweet. Really, really good stuff though, man. Fuck, it sucks you guys have never seen this. I could see JP never watching these, but these are,
dude, whatever that runtime was
does not feel like it at all. I know, and it's too bad.
I just don't.
You're too close-minded like that too.
No,
it sucks.
I don't think that there is a film that is. If you have what would you say the budget is?
I already told you 3 times. It was 50,000 euros.
I don't know what a euro is, dude.
Okay, dude, stop being.
This is America, bro.
Dude, seriously, man.
Like, what is that? Is that $1 million?
You
is that
honestly,
fucking...
that's really embarrassing. You have to start doing that. You have to stop doing that. You know, the world doesn't revolve.
What? Hold on, bro.
Because every there's people in the world that have different currencies and shit. You have to start respecting.
Why don't you say in American dollars? Or
because it's a
Canadian
French
dollars?
movie. It's in euros, you fucking moron.
But dude, you
so 50,000 euros is what?
How the fuck am I supposed to know what that is?
Maybe 75,000 American, maybe 80,000 American. I don't know. Do a fucking quick Google search. What the fuck do I look like?
That's
fucking
actually
calculator?
A little higher than I thought. I might give.
What do I look like? A fucking a calculator?
Well, you're the one that's like, oh, you should just know. Like, so you don't even know.
No. I don't know what the translation is to American dollars because your dollar's worth way more than 50,000 euros is probably 110, 115,000. It's probably 120,000 Canadian.
I know Canadian, like American Canadian. It's you know,
it's not relative, dude. Your dollar's worth way fucking more than ours.
Yeah, but I could because you're right here. I know about what it is. Like I don't fucking buy things in euros. So I'm like Canadian.
Yeah, you don't import.
I literally bought something this morning in euros.
What is it?
Literally this morning.
What is it in pesos?
I don't fucking see. I
think a euro is like $1.50 for us.
It's 58,000.
No, that would be a pound.
Dollars.
That would like the pound. Your guys' dollar. The pound is like the most dominant, like dollar in the world.
So euros are worth less than dollars.
Okay, yeah, the euros sucked. The euros tanked right now.
Actually, the euro is probably better than the CAD, honestly.
Well, the euro is still better.
Damn, yeah, the euro is tanked, isn't it? Holy shit!
It has tanked, but like it's still worth more than the Canadian dollar, which it's not so
Suck
bad
on
for
that
me.
Europe.
But yeah, the sterling
dude,
pound is
50,000 euros gets you 81,000 Canadian.
Yeah.
That seems like a good trade.
If you were to trade that off in pounds, so if it was 50,000 pounds, holy fuck, dude, that would be a lot of money, dude. But
the pound is always...
I like Canadian money. It looks like Monopoly money.
But anyways, I mean, for a film with that type of budget, like if you were to watch this, like it's shot beautifully. It's actually done by the director. Is a guy that he's done a lot of shit in his life. Like he worked on video games, he cut trailers. Like this guy has like a past and stuff. He actually worked for Sega in Canada actually at one point too. I think that's why he has a connection where he does a lot of stuff over here. But you can tell that he actually definitely has chops within filmmaking. He knows exactly how to, how to frame stuff and what he wants and stuff like that. It looks really, really fucking good. Like you just wouldn't believe it by, going into these films, you probably think they'd just be a lot more low budget, almost like shot on video kind of thing. Nothing like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Like going into this with a 2.5 hour, I was like, what the fuck? Like this is literally double the length of the first movie. I'm like, what are we gonna do here? But it really does hold its own because the way the story progresses and what they're going through and stuff, it starts adding in characters. It even has like this whole Goonies thing going on. It's got Rambo 2 thing. It's got so many things that are just so fucking, they're awesome, but you wouldn't catch them if you hadn't seen the films. So, but really, really good stuff, man. Awesome gore, great soundtracks. By the way, the music in both these films are just fucking amazing because, the first one's set in the 80s, this one's set in 1990, but it still has that like, that real kind of upbeat, synth soundtrack and shit. But the music's just fucking fantastic, man. Really good montages and shit. It's really clean. I mean, it's still adult. I mean, there's no nudity in these films. It's not exploitive and shit. It's more tongue in cheek, but it's still really clever at times too. So, but it's still, it's still sending a message. And honestly, I'm not going to sit here and get fully into that because I'm not going to, break down the whole political angles of this and stuff like that about Vietnam and stuff. But I mean, a lot of things that are said in here, they're not wrong. They're really not wrong. So, with that said, but yeah, there's so many goofy shit in this movie, like fucking Hopkins, like when they go into the middle of the earth at one point in this film, he basically comes across these like dinosaur eggs and this dinosaur hatches. And so it clings itself to him because it thinks that's Hopkins is his mom. So he basically has this like little dinosaur through the whole film. It sounds super goofy, but it's actually not. It's actually pretty cool. And I was taken back by it too. Obviously, like the big wide shots of the dinosaurs and stuff for CG, but they look so good. Like they hired whoever they did to do the effects on that looked really good. And another thing that was really cool about the in the making of documentary, I learned that basically it was like a hodgepodge of like guy, like basically semi-professional, guys that work in the industry, not even professional at all, that did all this stuff. And that really kind of blew my mind too. I was like, damn, dude, like, because for how much stuff that they had to accomplish in this film with people that didn't really know exactly what they're doing is mind-blowing. It's really crazy. You would think that these guys were seasoned veterans making these films, but pretty cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's the movie. I mean, I don't want to give everything away. Obviously, I really can't. But there's just a lot of great moments in this film, man. Like the opening, the opening scene with all the terrorist attacks is so fucking funny. It reminds me of Invasion USA so much. Like that's definitely one of the big influences in this too. Obviously, as for the features, like I said, there's a documentary here. It's about 47, maybe 48 minutes long or something like that. And it really gets into it too, and breaks all the effects down and like how they actually hired on real Vietnamese people to play the Vietnamese, which I thought was really fucking cool. Pretty awesome. And a couple of the actors were very unsure about how it was going to be, kind of taken, because it's still kind of sensitive within their people, because some of the people that were involved in the film, like they had family members that were in Vietnam at the time and shit like that. And like, so it's kind of crazy, but that's pretty cool and very noble to have Vietnamese, cast members and stuff to actually play real Vietnamese. It's not like a Jess Franco film. You hire some fucking white people to play Indians. It's just, yeah, it's not that fucking cool, but this is very authentic. It's very cool.
The white cannibal queen.
The white cannibal queen. Yeah. It's just so unauthentic, but
fucking Floridians with snake tattoos playing like African tribesmen.
It's fucking ridiculous. But actually a really good documentary. Learned a lot. And when I was watching the very first film, like I said, I never knew that this guy was a French director. And I thought the dub was just part of like the joke, right? But they're all French actors. Everybody in the film is acting French. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, that makes a lot of sense why they had to dub it. And they got like a bunch of random people to do the dubbing, but it's pretty fun. But yeah, like the one thing about these two films that's really awesome is the three main characters are so fucking fun. They are just products of like what their backstories are, and they're pretty fucking awesome, man. And a lot of really good sequences. So, and then there's also a prequel film called Hopkins, and it's actually a prequel to like the original film because it actually takes place in 1978. So he's like straight out of Vietnam. And this one's really interesting to watch because obviously the Commando Ninja films are tongue in cheek. They got a totally different tone. Watching Hopkins is really fucked up. It's like, it's super dark and serious. And he's like, it's funny too, because he's still being Hopkins, but he's being racist, but it's not as funny because it's serious. And it's like 1978 New York, and he's just having crazy flashbacks, and he doesn't know what to do with himself because he's like out of Vietnam, and he's like, the whole world is like, he feels like it's against him, and every corner he turns, he's like, he's seeing fucking Viet Cong, and he's like trying to shoot people and kill people. And it's like, it's super dark and like fucked up. I was like, what the fuck? Like they made the prequel after the first film, so it was in between these two films. So that was kind of an interesting little prequel. I thought I wouldn't suggest watching that first before anything, because that would kind of defer you a little bit from the character because it's kind of off-putting a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But Commando Ninja 1 and 2, it's like gold. It's fucking gold. Tony, I'm still blown away that you have not seen these films. I know that you would love these, especially because you're a big fan of everything that's in these movies, like everything.
Right. Definitely going to make that a priority.
And I really do think that they do. He like I said, he wears his influences on his sleeve like a heart, man. And but I have no problem with that because it's done so well. It just makes you smile. And there's a lot of like laugh out funny moments too, where you're like, fuck, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So very clever, fun shit. But again, don't let the runtime defer you from this. It's super fun. And like I said, if you've seen the first Commando Ninja, you got to check out the second one. It's a fucking blast. It's really fun. And I hope that they make a third one. So they, at the end of the documentary, they actually had a bunch of the people that were involved in the filmmaking, actors and other people, effects artists and shit like that. And they were like, oh, so what are your thoughts on like the third one? Like what should they do? And my first thing was like, they got to take it post-apocalyptic. Right. And the first thing was like, yeah, they got to take it post-apocalyptic. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Got to do that shit, man. It's like my favorite stuff to watch. So, but yeah, Commando Ninja 1 and 2, check out these movies. They are phenomenally fun. I'm giving that one a 9 out of 10. So
damn.
It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, actually, the crazy thing about I didn't mention the actual like how they filmed it. So the first one came out in 2018, and this one came out in 2024. So there was a 6-year gap, and it took them 3 years of filming like in the summertime. Obviously, doing the traveling with the different locations and stuff. They filmed it like in the desert and like in Canada and different places. But so it was like during COVID, and in France they fucking had like a COVID curfew. So they could only film to like certain parts and shit. So they weren't even allowed to be out. I'm like, that's fucking wild. I'm like, that's
perfect
crazy.
time to make a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. So they did it over 3 summers, basically. They said about 90 days of like full shooting kind of thing. So basically 3 months of but if you watch the movie, dude, it's like it's just nonstop, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's this is how you make low budget films, man. This is how you do modern low budget films. It's really good. So check them out. Good stuff. I mean, I could really just talk for hours about all the shit that's in the films, but I want people to discover it for themselves. There's a really cool Easter egg at the end of Commando Ninja. It's actually one of my favorite modern films. If anybody, JP might be able to figure that out, but it's more of like a post-apocalyptic thing, but there's a great homage to it. And the first time I saw that, I was like, that is fucking awesome, because that movie is modern, right? And it's pretty awesome that they put that in there. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah. Tony. You're muted.
Hi, everybody.
I was like, oh, he's talking.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, what I was saying is I'm doing the entire Bloodstained Italy box set.
Yo, you're the G.
Oh, you're doing all 3? Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I said I'd do 3 if we weren't going to do the... We're not doing the Pink movie, so I'm going to do the 3 of these. And honestly, I'm glad I'm doing the 3 of these.
What? Oh, we're not doing the Pink movies?
What?
Shut up, you knew that.
Oh, damn, I didn't realize you're doing all 3. I would have watched the other 2 then. Shit. All right.
Well, we'll see about that.
Because you were originally going to do the Bloodstained Lawn, right?
Right.
Right, okay.
I'm actually glad I'm doing all 3 because I watched these a month ago, because when I originally thought we were recording on October 23rd. So it's been literally like a month since I've watched these movies. So I'm going to do my best.
The entire page is updated on my end.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, I was doing that instead of paying attention to his review.
Oh. All right, so I'm going to start with the movie at the top on the back, and that is 1978's Obscene Desire.
That's the only one I watched out of that set so far.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is directed by Giulio Petroni, who is mostly known for being a Western director.
Not Jabroni.
Might as well be Jabroni.
Giulio Petroni.
All right, so this movie is about this woman from Oregon, of all places. Her name is Amanda, and she meets this guy named Andrea. He's an Italian, he's in Italy, and of course they fall in love really quick, and he brings her to his mansion where she's basically a fish out of water, and the only people around are her husband and a bunch of weird, quirky little like servants and things. Does that remind you of a movie so far, Moodz?
Yeah. No. What? Sorry.
Like the premise of this movie.
The one we just reviewed. Blood Delirium.
Oh yeah. Right.
I don't think that's what he was looking for.
No, that's not what I was looking for. So
Involves...
this movie, like the beginning, really reminds me of Grave Robbers, the one from the late '80s that Vinegar Syndrome put out.
Okay, so I was totally reading something and I was like totally lost on what you're saying, but okay. Yeah,
like the opening setup is literally the same exact thing. You have this American woman falling in love with this foreign man, and she marries him really fast, and he takes her to his palatial estate that is surrounded by nobody but workers. And it is just a weird, quirky little movie. And for a while, like that was what was interesting me. And this movie all of a sudden starts introducing so many different aspects and it becomes a jumbled mess. First, it becomes like an erotic movie where all these middle-aged people start boning each other, and it is shot horribly. Like the most unflattering fucking sex scenes I've seen in a long time. And like for like a bunch of like 40 to 50-year-old people, it's just fucking painful to watch. But then out of the blue, Amanda becomes pregnant out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden everybody starts like really becoming like interested in the baby and protecting the baby. So of course, here we have a Rosemary's Baby knockoff on top of this.
Oh shit.
And then out of the blue, a black gloved killer starts going around and killing a couple prostitutes literally out of nowhere. And that literally leads to nothing. There's a scene where
was there prostitutes around this place?
Maybe there was supposed to be more movie and they just
so the killings aren't even connected to the place that all these people are at.
Dude, not even in the slightest.
Because that's why I questioned it, because I was like, why would there be prostitutes there? This is like a brothel.
It's crazy. But there was a really like sweet scene though, like which made me laugh during one of the murders. Like one of the prostitutes, to get out of getting killed, she like grabs a candle like on a table and just starts like sucking it off and like giving it a fellatio, and he's just like whatever, and he kills her anyways. I thought that was really fucking funny. But where am I at here?
This is the guy that directed Death Rides a Horse. That movie's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a Western, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's a classic. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that movie.
I love that movie.
So yeah, like the movie from then on just pretty much becomes a Rosemary's Baby knockoff. But then further on in the movie, they start throwing The Omen in there. They start throwing The Exorcist in there. It's literally just a kitchen sink of a movie. And when it ends, you're just confused. And you're glad it's over. Like, honestly. Like, there's not much I can say about this. It is literally... It's weird because it's like came after you talking about Commando Ninja 2 and all the love letters and all like the homages to all these movies and shit.
Yeah.
Like this movie, it was none of that. It was just like shameless rip-off scenes. Like over and over and over. It just felt like such an unauthentic, like jumbled mess of a movie.
I'm having such like odd deja vu right now because that's how I kind of introduced Manhattan Baby. It's like you throw a bunch of these movies into a bottle and shake it up and you get Manhattan Baby. Like it's got a bunch of those influences within that movie too.
And just like Manhattan Baby, it's got a good soundtrack. That's literally the only thing this movie has going for it.
Crazy.
But yeah, like that's about as nice as I can be with this movie. I give it a 4 out of 10 and I thought it was pretty bad.
JP said he liked it.
I liked it. No, do I remember much about it? No.
Do you remember what you liked about it?
I think that I liked that it got like a little satanic and shit like that. But that's about all I really remember. I watched it like.
Do you remember it being like a Rosemary's Baby ripoff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's literally what it becomes, like Rosemary's Baby, like on an Italian like coastline movie. Which, if that's your thing, then like by all means go for it.
But I tend to like that type of stuff more than like the giallo type stuff for myself personally.
Okay, well that makes sense then. Like me personally, like satanic and religious stuff is definitely at the bottom of my like favorite genres of horror. In terms of special features for this movie, they
had an interview with Pupi Avati. I know that because I watched it.
Pupi Avati.
So yeah, Disowned Desires, an archival interview with director Giulio Petroni, which the director, when he was talking about it, he says he doesn't even really remember the plot at all. And I thought that was really funny because it's like, I don't
That
remember
is
this shit
amazing.
either.
If you directed a movie and can't even remember the plot, dude, that is some shit right there.
He probably didn't want to admit that it was like a straight ripoff of like Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist and The Omen and every other film that came out at the exact same time. What year was
no, what it is there's so many Italian filmmakers were just workers. You know what I mean? Like they weren't like artists. Like a lot of them were artists, but some of them were just workers. You know,
there was
that's
that's the way the Italian system used to work though. Like they would hire on these directors and they would just become journeymen. That's why if you look at so many of the Italian directors, like even Martino,
just like director for hire gigs,
Martino and Lenzi and all those guys, they dipped into so many different genres. Like look at Fulci, started out as a comedy director and then kind of found his way in giallos, and then when he did so many different type of things, erotic thrillers and shit. But that was kind of
like he had two separate careers, honestly.
He kind of did, actually. He really did, because like like I said, when he did Perversion Story in like the late 60s and shit, that kind of changed it. And that kind of led him into the giallos, which led into the horror.
Yeah, and like that one almost feels like his first movie.
It does. And it's funny because I've never seen anything prior to like, I think anything from like 60 to 67. I've never seen any of those comedies. I've never seen any of them.
Either.
But yeah, like they were all like that. Like Martino's got a crazy filmography too, like the Westerns and fucking, it's just the way the system worked, the studios worked. Like they almost needed to do different films. It's like, okay, well, we've got a Western up right now, so you need to do that with Martino. And then you're going to go into this project. It was just like pointing fingers. It's kind of a crazy system, but
yeah, I think this was Petroni's like only real like foray into like horror. So I think that was just pretty much an epic failure. But we also have The End of It All, an interview with the daughter of Petroni and script supervisor Sylvia Petroni. And that's just another like little thing, career retrospective, where she just talks about like her history in film and all this and that. That's another one of those types of things. And then you have Dissecting the Desire, an interview with the grandson of Giulio Petroni and film historian Eugenio Ercolani, which I thought was cool. Like, because we've seen that guy just all over like physical media of all these boutique releases, and I didn't know that he was the grandson of Petroni, and I thought that was really cool.
That's cool.
And that one I thought was a really good retrospective, because you can tell, like, of course it's his grandfather, so he respects the talent. He really like delves deep on the dude's career and everything. I would really recommend you guys watching that one if you're interested. And what else do we have here? This one is pretty loaded. A Controversial Desire, an interview with censorship expert Alessio Deraki. And this guy, he talks about like the script differences. He said when it was released in America, it was marketed as a porno, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh.
But it's not, I don't know, like...
So those middle-aged sex scenes were hotter than you're giving them credit for then? Or what?
Kind of, because like, if above all else, I would say it's more of an erotic movie than anything.
Yeah.
And then like Rosemary's Baby, like number 2. So I'm not surprised that it was marketed as a porno back then. And then, oh yeah, this is another thing too. He originally said that the hookers that were killed by the killer in this were originally going to be made into garden statues, like around the estate of the building. And they just couldn't like figure out to like do that. I'm like, that would have been fucking cool.
So where would that have played into the narrative though? It would have just been
wait, this is, I'm starting to get flashbacks. This is the one where the like hooker deaths are like super brief. Like they just like show like a quick scene of it. It's not like you're kind of, it's like feels like it comes out of nowhere in the movie. Is that this one?
There's 2 of them, and then they're just complete surprises, and then nothing is paid off after that.
Right, yeah, just like random scenes.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we have A Question of Faith, an interview with director Pupi Avati. And
I love Pupi Avati, man.
It is literally 10 minutes of Pupi talking about evil.
Pupi's the shit.
That is it. He doesn't even mention this movie one time. He just talks about evil for 10 minutes.
I think they just had an interview with Pupi that was left over that they didn't put on like the House with the Lava.
Let's put this here. Fuck it.
Or what did they release by him? Was that it? The House with the Laughing Window? No. Who put that out?
No, that's Arrow.
That's not even out
Arrow.
yet. And then I think it was Code Red that put out
Didn't they
Zeter.
release something by him? No?
The
Why the fuck they
I know
talking to
Shameless
him?
put out the old DVD of that, but
He's only got a few movies, right? The Arcane Sorcerer.
Yeah, that's
Has
the one.
anybody
I
put that one
out?
No, that's like
'Cause
stuck
I didn't
on
like
a
that one.
That one's stuck,
1997
like-
DVD.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I remember I said I'm gonna poop at the party because I didn't like that one.
Yeah, but we keep talking about his movie that is not like a horror movie, but it's a Christmas movie that I want to see. It's like a bunch of guys playing cards, trying to like rip each other off on Christmas night.
Is it a comedy?
Ooh.
It sounds like more of like a thriller or something.
Hmm.
But we just talked about it on the one of the Italian shows we just did.
All right, so that's pretty much it for Obscene Desire. Not a big fan of that one. And then
Fuck
moving
Christmas
on,
present.
Christmas present.
What do you rate
That's
that
a
one?
great. That's a
4.
great title.
Like a 4? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. A solid 4. All right, so moving on, we have The Bloodstained Lawn from 1973, directed by Riccardo Gione, which I don't know what else that guy did. But this movie I found very, very interesting. Yeah, usually I'll put like their highlights next to their name, and I don't have anything next to his, so I just assume he didn't do anything.
No.
So this movie is really weird. It starts off with this guy who's just driving around and he's picking up like bums and hippies and prostitutes and all these other random people. And he brings them to another palatial estate, different from the last movie. But this one is owned by a doctor named Antonio and his wife. And the funny thing about Antonio is that in every scene, he wears this ridiculous bow tie that's like the size of his fucking head.
You know what
Like
it actually is? It's actually a full tie that he ties into a bow tie.
Does he do that in a scene?
Yeah, he literally does. He actually pulls it out at one point. I think it unravels. I don't know what happens, but it's actually a full tie that he ties into a fucking bow tie. That's why it's so big.
Damn, I didn't know you could do that with a regular tie.
That's what I said. I was like, the fuck? So weird.
But that's like a little character like quirk and highlight that you just have fun with the entire movie, just because like every scene he's got this new bombastic tie. But of course, like this doctor and his wife, they're not up to good things when they bring these people in. You're not just going to bring a bunch of random strangers and derelicts and just like have fun with them. So they bring these people in, and of course, like these are hippies and bums, so they don't think anything of it. Like, I don't know why these people wouldn't think twice about just like a random stranger picking them up and bringing them to a mansion, being like, hey, stay at our fucking mansion and party with us. These people are just like, yeah, cool, fuck it, I'll do that.
Hell yeah,
Like-
brother.
Right. Like the hippies, like they're like the hippiest hippies on the fucking planet. The second they get to their room, they start like covering everything and like the little like blankets and sashes and flags and all this other bullshit that hippie does. And they immediately light an incense and start smoking pot, as you would. So I'm like, all right, yeah, they definitely got the hippie aspect right. And honestly, like these two characters, the two hippies, end up becoming kind of the main characters of the movie. And there's something really interesting about them. The man's name is Max, but the female lead of the movie doesn't even have a name. Under IMDb, she is known as Max's companion. Did you see that?
I didn't even notice that she didn't have a name. I never even. That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't say a name in the movie because I always try and like be mindful of that, like trying to write down people's names and shit. And they didn't say hers once, so I looked it up, and she's literally credited as Max's companion.
I might have noticed if I was reviewing the film, I would have probably taken down the names, but that's really funny. Why wouldn't they give her a name?
Yeah, it's like that's so stupid. Like you can write Marie or something stupid, just Max's companion. It's so fucking long. But yeah, like they get there, they're partying everything, covering the lamps with like their flags. And all of a sudden Max, of course, he starts like questioning like why the hell are we even here? And he starts like snooping around and he opens like this random door and there's this woman tied to a fucking bed. And the servant guy who brought him there is just like, don't look in there. And Max is like, he doesn't even think anything about it. He's like, all right, fuck it. So he goes and hangs out with this woman some more. And this movie's really fucking weird. Like, there's this scene where they take a shower, and instead of water, the shower, like, just rains wine all over them. They don't really explain that, but yeah, that's just like one of the weird little things in this movie. It's like, it's almost like an Italian ripoff of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory almost.
I thought that was like the most interesting thing in the film where they never, like you said, they never developed it, because later on in the film then they actually go down into the cellar and there is a whole thing with like wine, but it's like blood, wine, and like, I don't really know what the fuck was going on with that shit, but why was it in the water system?
Exactly. Like, what the fuck?
It made no sense to me. I was like, the fuck?
And that's all it was. Like, there's nothing else about that throughout the entire movie.
No.
They had their little wine fun in the shower, whatever. But where am I here? Yeah, so Max and Max's companion, they start like snooping around the place more and they run into more weird shit. They go to like an outside grill and they find like ashes with like actual like skeleton bones in them. And of course, he doesn't question that either. And they just keep walking around, just doing God knows what. And eventually, they all convene into like this party situation where the doctor Antonio leads them to this giant like hall of mirrors. But to get to this hall of mirrors, they have to walk through this door that looks like a giant fucking pussy. And I don't understand. Yeah, like it's just this giant pussy door, like double doors, almost like a saloon.
Dude, you know the art director on this film started laughing his ass off when he's like, you know what? I'm going to make all the characters walk through a giant pussy. Like, that's exactly what it was. And it just led to like probably the most outrageously odd psychedelic orgy scene ever.
Yeah, they have a psychedelic orgy scene in this like room of mirrors, and I swear to God, this fucking scene felt like it lasted 30 minutes.
It did. It fucking, I swear to God, it lasted like 20 minutes, dude. It's so long, man. I'm like, what am I watching right now?
It's so long. It was funny at first, but then of course, after like literally 3 minutes, like the fatigue starts coming in. You're just like, when the fuck is this gonna stop? Yeah. Like you watch Max's companion naked in front of a mirror, just dancing in front of herself. I'm like,
I know
this shit sucks. But eventually you find out that Dr. Antonio and his wife are up to nefarious things. He is a master inventor. So that's why I was talking about how this little like mansion is like a fucked up Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because that's basically what it is. There's like little gadgets around the house, little robots moving around. You have fucking wine showers instead of Choco rivers. But they have this robot with these weird goofy little arms that have these 3 prongs that will suck the blood out of you. And that is the whole point of this movie, is they bring these derelicts to this mansion, suck the blood out of them to sell it on the black market. And when you find out like the reason behind the movie, it kind of just like deflated the whole thing to me, because it's like everything up to this point is like full of such imagination and this and that.
They're selling the blood in the bottles though too, because isn't there a scene in the beginning of the film where there's some like a bottle breaks or something like that, and then they're investigating and they're like, no, it's blood in the bottle? Or am I just tripping dicks on that?
You might be right, because I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think there is. I think there is in the beginning of the film where something to do with like blood in the wine bottles, which would make sense when they go down in the cellar with all the wine. Like, what the fuck would the wine have to do with any of the black market shit? But I think they were putting it into the wine bottles, but then I remember going, okay, so they're selling blood on the black market to what, vampires that don't exist in this world that we're watching? Like, it was fucking weird.
Yeah, like their explanation is stupid. It's like, do you know how much people will pay for a pint of blood? So it's like, what, you're taking this blood just to sell to like what, hospitals for like blood transfusions? Like, who the hell is like buying black market blood packs?
How can you tell this is like pre-AIDS and shit, right? Because like no one's just like buying your fucking blood.
Right. It's just like, I'm taking your blood. I'm a master fucking inventor, and I buy I build a robot that sucks blood. You know what else sucks blood? A fucking IV machine.
Or a tampon.
Right, like what the fuck are we doing here? I was so disappointed because I'm like, I thought I was gonna turn into something crazy like wine blood or this and that, something crazy, but no, it was
the reveal in this movie.
Generic
I was like,
reveal.
What in the fuck did I just watch? So I was so appalled by this movie because I couldn't figure out what in the living fuck it was. Like, was it supposed to be like semi-horror? I could tell that it was definitely like a black comedy, but I wasn't sure about the comedy because a lot of Italian comedy doesn't really work for me. And I wasn't finding it funny. I was just finding it really odd and bizarre with a really weird like art design for the film. And like, what kind of tone were you getting off this movie? Like, it was,
I didn't get a comedy tone out of it.
I know, and like that because someone because I mentioned in one of my videos, I think when me and JP were doing a live, I mentioned something about, I think it was on that, I'm not sure. Oh no, it was in my update. I mentioned that I didn't like this movie, and someone commented, they said, well, I really like early 70s Italian comedies. And I was like, I am kind of taken back by that comment because I didn't see the comedy in it. Like even the dark comedy, like I wasn't like, there was nothing about it that screamed comedy. It just felt weird and kind of like spacious. You know, it felt out there and stuff. It felt to me they were throwing a bunch of ideas in here with the psychedelic orgies and like, well, we need to do some with this film. So we're just going to make this like a robotic fucking blood drainer. It made no sense to I don't know what this movie was trying to do.
And I was just thinking just now, it's like, how many 70s Italian sci-fi movies have you ever seen?
70s sci-fi. Oh man, not many. There's
maybe that's the disconnect, the sci-fi aspect of this movie, because like
Footprints on the Moon, I would consider to be more sci. Actually, Tyler just came back. Perfect time. Would you consider Footprints on the Moon to be more of like almost? It's psychological.
About that movie again.
It's psychological, but at the same time,
that's like hard sci-fi.
It is like it's very sci-fi psychological, right? Tyler,
it's shit dog is what it is. Shit dog.
Footprints on the Moon. You would consider that to be like sci-fi, psychological sci-fi. Yeah.
You would say that's hard sci-fi, right?
You'd say it's shit dog, right?
What do you mean hard sci-fi?
I think it's
where it's more like, it's not just like fucking Lost in Space, Star Wars bullshit. It's like more like psychological, like sci-fi. Like
it's definitely like almost like a genre of its own, like psychological sci-fi. Like how often do people make films like that?
Yeah, like Primer. That's a hard sci-fi movie.
Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, I still have that in my queue. I got to pick that up for
Primer's awesome. I was the first movie I watched in 2004. Like, wow, this movie fucking rules.
So JP is like, well, I'm not watching that. If we're talking about that film in the same realm as like Footprints on the Moon, he's like, fuck that shit, I'm out.
Nah, it's not. But yeah, Footprints on the Moon.
The sci-fi aspect of this is just cheesy and goofy as all hell. Like the blood-sucking robot almost just looks like a cartoon. You can see the fucking strings holding its arms up. Like it's that fucking like cheesy and shit.
Fuck.
So the two other notes I have in here, one I can't even remember. I wrote down salami jump scare. Do you remember that?
Salami jump scare?
Oh no! I wish. I think it's down. Did that happen in the wine cellar? Was there?
I can't remember.
Oh shit! I don't know. It's been a while. I watched this one really early too. Like I watched it way prior to us doing the show, so it's been like a month for me too. So yeah.
And the only other thing I have is Max at one point, like in a Valiant like against like authority, he yells, "Fucking fascists!"
Yeah.
And that
That's not the F word I thought you were gonna say.
I do remember that. Yeah.
and that made me laugh my ass off so much.
That's actually funnier than the other F word, though.
I think it would have been
Right.
funnier if he yelled the other F word.
You should have said all three of them.
You're right.
But yeah, like just like the last movie, this one's a mess. But at least this one is more of a coherent mess. It has like an actual like narrative and a story and real characters, and you can actually follow it. And like the cheesiness, I think, is very memorable. Like I'm never gonna forget this movie, and I'm honestly kind of happy I watched it. Like I'm probably gonna in the, like the 6 range on this one,
Dude. So like, I said like I gave it like a 4 because I was so like utterly confused by this shit. Like I didn't know what in the fuck I was watching. Like I was trying to make sense. Like the whole time I kept chuckling, going, I don't know what this is. It's not very often I watch a movie and I go, I don't know what I'm watching. I can't figure out a tone. I can't figure out a genre. I can't figure out anything about this movie.
right?
Weird.
It's a lot of weird shit just to tell somebody that I'm stealing your blood and selling it on the black market.
A 5-minute fucking movie, really.
Right. All you have to do is I'm gonna knock you out, take your blood, and just move on. I don't need to wine you. I don't need to give you a wine shower and any of this fucking Hall of Mirror orgy sex and oh my god. But in terms of special features on this one, you have a commentary track with historian Rachel Nisbet, which of course I didn't listen to. You have Bloodstained Placenza. That's a word that is literally made up for this. It's Piacenza. Piacenza. Yeah, you guys can't pronounce that shit.
Wow.
No, I can't do that.
So that is an interview with film historian Enzo Latronico, where there's like a specific location in this movie. It's like an intersection, like plaza thing that pretty much he talks about, and he like goes upon how it's like a famous stretch in Italy that's actually featured in a bunch of movies. I thought that was a pretty cool feature.
Right.
And then you have, where's it at? Odd Choices, an interview with filmmaker / film historian Luca Ria. And it's just another thing where the historian talks about the movie and the director. I remember him talking about the director like going on a hiatus for like 10 years after this movie or something like that. And that was a pretty interesting little story. And it also doesn't surprise me. I would go into hiding after making this movie too. But yeah, that was Bloodstained Lawn. I like that more than Obscene Desire by a little bit.
You know, the weird thing is, man, this movie was starring Marina Malfatti, and like we had just talked to, or just reviewed her in The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. And then a couple nights ago, I watched The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave, and I totally forgot that she was in that film too. It's like so crazy. Like when you start watching like just random fucking Italian films, you see the same people in them. It's just crazy.
Right. If you don't pay attention, it's like you won't notice. But when you actually start like trying to like put the faces together, it's like crazy how prolific these people are.
Yeah.
Case in point, the third movie I'm about to talk about is 1972's Death Falls Lightly, starring Leopoldo Savona. And it stars like the middle-aged guy from Demons, Stelio Candelli. What the hell's his name? Frank. Liz, like that guy.
Wow.
So he stars in this movie, which I thought was cool. He's a character named Giorgio, and he's like some real big wig, like drugs dealer in Italy. And he comes home one day and finds his wife dead. And to like catch the scent off of him and everything, his lawyer and all these other like higher ups basically are like, you need to get the fuck out of here and we'll figure out and like clean up the situation. So they send him and his mistress because of course he was cheating on his wife the whole time, and that's just gonna make it look like he's even.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's to make it look like he's guilty. So they send him to a giant hotel that is completely empty, full of nobody, to like basically just hang out, lay low until they figure out the situation. So basically, you just have Giorgio and his mistress in this mansion, and they start slowly going insane. And then a couple more characters start popping in and out, but that's basically like the gist of the movie. The rest of it takes place in this mansion. And a lot of people say that has a lot of like shining aspects to it. And you can see that a lot too. Just the fact that he'll go around room to room, he'll find like random weird little like characters and stuff like that. He starts losing his mind just like minute by minute. And I thought that was really interesting. Like I wouldn't really like say The Shining like lifted anything from it. It's like I would say it's more coincidental than anything.
I mean, what are the chances that Stephen King even saw this film, prior to writing The Shining?
0.
Exactly. I mean,
There are
probably
a lot of weird similarities though. Like when they're driving to the hotel, like there's like an overhead like sweeping shot following their car. They drive past a car crash on the way to it. Like there are some like weird little odd similarities, but still I don't think that it's like
I mean, at that point when
close
you're watching
enough.
the film, I mean, is that on Kubrick though? Then Stephen King, right? I guess there's kind of both, right?
I would say it's probably more on Kubrick than King
Yeah.
if we're talking more visual aspects. I
Right.
mean, because shit, I doubt Stephen King would like take ownership of any of Kubrick's movie, right? Doesn't he hate the shit out of that movie?
Yeah, he's come around
Yeah.
on it. He says he appreciates for years he fucking hated that shit for sure. But he's actually been on record saying, well, I don't know when it was in the last 10 years or whatever, saying that he appreciates what he did. He respects that he did something different, but
Yeah, basically said he doesn't really like it, but he
appreciates that
appreciates
it's still a good film for what it is. It's just not what he wants from a Shining film. So yeah.
But Giorgio, like, he's just a fucking slimy piece of shit. Like super like high end. Like he's almost like a Jeffrey Epstein type. He's like one of those types of guys that feels like he can do whatever he wants. The second he shows up at this hotel, he starts making plans to turn it into a brothel type deal.
In the hotel.
So of course, yeah.
That
So
he
it's, of
sent there
course,
to go hide out in.
yeah.
He
He immediately is like, I'm
gonna
gonna buy this. Yeah. So it's like, of course, you're like some Epstein fucking
That's
piece of shit.
amazing.
Here you are, like laying low as a suspect of murdering your wife, and here you are, like trying to create the next fucking thing.
Wow.
But yeah, yeah, that's just like all elite cover bullshit. It's like it reminds you of whatever's happening in the world today in politics and all the other cover-ups that's happening. It's very topical in this movie right now. But
Was this coming right off of like Nixon too, right? Was it 72?
yeah, when did Watergate happen?
Was it not 72?
Uh,
What didn't he win Man of the
It-
Year and then he was impeached in the same fucking year? Like it's the wildest thing.
I know it was sometime in the early
Um,
70s for sure.
yeah. I don't think it was 72. I'm also not super confident. I'm gonna check.
I used to know the dates. I can't fucking remember. But I know that he won Man of the Year and then he was impeached.
Yeah, I
within-
probably knew. No, news is right. 1972.
Yeah, fuck. My mind's
Oh,
not
damn,
that
so
fucked up.
shit.
It's so crazy he won Man of the Year and then impeached in the same fucking year. It's like so wild. But when I was first reading the synopsis on this one sounded the most interesting, but I'd forgot that you were going to end up doing all three of these, so I ended up watching the Bloodstained Lawn. Actually, going back to that for a second, do you remember why the movie is called Bloodstained Lawn? He's fucking frozen and he's leaving in the middle of review.
Oh no!
Talk amongst yourselves. I think Tony lives in the deeper boondocks than JP does. His internet's always shit in the bed.
Listen, if there's one thing about me, I pay for like super fast internet. Like I have really high speed internet for my location.
I actually can't even get any faster in my house. We've actually tried, and they said we're topped out. We can't even get any faster.
Yeah, I have the fastest that's available.
I mean, I can literally upload like 15, 20 gig videos, and it takes like 2 minutes. It's fucking wild, man. It's crazy. I don't know
if mine's that fast.
It's quick, man. Like sometimes, so I'll start uploading a video, and I'll start putting in all the information. By the time I get to the end, it's already uploaded. It's fucking wild, man. Be good for downloading too, but I don't download a lot of shit, so the odd thing here and there. But talks among yourselves. Tony, I was just asking you. I was saying, do you remember in the Bloodstained lawn where the title comes from?
Yeah, because the dude at the beginning is like, he makes a mention about like the flowers, right? It looks like there's. It looks like the lawn is bleeding or something stupid like that.
And then the girl goes, no, she goes, it looks like a bloodstained lawn. And that's literally where the title comes from. I'm like, that's fucking amazing, dude. It's like so simple.
It's right. Crazy. And it's confusing too, because it's like there's not even like a lawn. The entire movie takes place in a mansion. So
yeah, it's just like
stupid title for a movie.
It looks like it's just like a field of poppies, really.
What was the last thing you heard before my internet took a shit?
I think Moodz was asking you a question.
Yeah, he was asking.
Yeah, you had paused, and I was talking about that, and I was like, yeah,
that exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the last things I have about this movie, there's scenes where the characters think out loud, and at first it's like really jarring because it happens like.
Is it like when Ash is like tool shed?
Kind of. Because like it happens and it's so random because it's like it happens and their mouths don't move, so you feel like it's almost like 80 yard in there, like as like actual conversation, but their mouths aren't moving. So I don't know if it's actually internal dialogue or not, but I clocked that a few times in the movie. There's a War Pigs ripoff from Black Sabbath. Straight ripoff in this movie. I thought was fucking hilarious.
Like the song?
Yes.
Really?
It's like the instrumental without any words. Yeah, this movie has like a prog rock soundtrack that's actually pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
And it has that War Pigs ripoff. There's a little side plot where the owner shows up at the mansion and kills his wife and like starts like trying to like corroborate with Giorgio to like help him get away with it. And the last two notes that I have that I don't remember, I have a quote that says, "We're going to bury a corpse." I don't know what the hell that means. And then I have one more note that says, "Monkey dangling by its ass." and I don't remember that either.
Dude, I love that shit, man. When you look at your notes, you're like, I have no idea what this means.
But this movie is probably the most giallo out of all three. And I probably liked it just as much as I did Bloodstained Lawn. And I'm probably around a 6 on this. Like, none of these movies are amazing. But like a set like this is perfect for something like that. Because it's like you can't sell this shit by itself because you're not going to sell any copies. But together, it makes a nice little package. Because these are all kitchen sink movies. It's like every single one of them incorporates like 1,500 different elements. And you can't really just label any of these.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that one was kind of cool. Like the shining elements made it a lot more interesting to watch. Same with like the whole fucking elite cover up Epstein shit too. But special features wise on this one, you have a commentary track with Eugenio Ercolani and Troy Howarth, which I did not listen to. You have Anything Goes, an interview with actor Alessandro Perella, where it's just him talking about himself for 15 minutes. It's not very interesting. That's what like half of these like interviews are like on these special features. And depending
So
on
tell
like
us
if you
about
care or not.
yourself. I'd love
yes,
to.
some people tend to forget, like, they're there for a different reason, but they're just like, no, I'm going to talk about myself forever.
Yeah, talk about the fucking movie.
It's like, what the
They
fuck?
like the attention.
That's hilarious.
And then you have That Kind of Filmed, an 11-minute interview with filmmaker historian Luca Ria, who had an interview with the Bloodstained Lawn. But in this one, they talk about just how it was like edited to be played on TV. Whoa.
My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just talk about how they edited it for TV and whatnot. It was pretty interesting. And then you have Where Death Landed, a then and now location featurette, which is exactly what it is, a location featurette. I always find those interesting. But yeah, that's the Bloodstained Italy set.
Hmm.
If I was to rank them, I would say number 3 is Obscene Desire. Number 2, probably Death Falls Lightly, and then Bloodstained Lawn was my favorite.
Oh God. Okay, so that's crazy. Yeah, Death Falls Lightly sounds interesting to me. I definitely. I mean, I'll watch the other two sometime. Maybe I've been watching this month. I've been pounding back the Italian film, so I might as well just finish off the set.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to cram for the top 10 at the end of the year for
Damn,
VS
Blew
releases.
the lead again? Jesus. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw you like probably on mute, like shaking your head up there.
Yeah, dude. So we gave up the fucking lead with 6 minutes left, and then lost in overtime.
I was just checking my fantasy scores. And I remember like way ago, I like one of the last time I checked them,
Dude,
the Leafs were up 2-0, like going into the third period or something.
no, they were up 2-0 going in the second period, but
Oh, okay.
but yeah, this is fucking rough, dude. Like, they're officially under 500 right now. This is the first time they've been under 500 in probably 8 years at this point in the season, obviously.
Yeah, aren't they like almost always like close to number 1 seed?
Yep. They're actually one of the
they
top.
won the Atlantic last year, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this year has been a fucking. I mean, I don't know what's going on. But yeah.
It was
Anyways,
a wild year.
yeah, it's
Bruins
not
got
starting out
smoked.
good. I mean, we got a few more weeks
Bruins
until it
got
starts getting
fucking-
real.
Bruins got a fucking 7-piece by the Stars tonight.
Really?
I like seeing them Bruins get their ass kicked.
Oh, they got molested.
Oh my
We were all getting all
god!
excited. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the
They
Sens
were
beat them
getting all
5-3.
excited. Oh, never mind. Who got beat 7? Oh, the Canadians got destroyed.
Dude,
I'm
that's
more
crazy. The
invested in the
Canadians are the
Canadians
best
this
team in
year.
the division. They lost.
Yeah,
7-0.
the Canadians got smacked around by Dallas.
That's crazy. All right, JP.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, my turn. All right. So the title that I picked this time is something I was just very curious about. I like what Agfa and Bleeding Skull are doing with these sort of like mashups and stuff like that. With last year, I reviewed Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and there was like a bunch of cool little features on there and stuff. But this thing is called the Phantasmatapes from Bleeding Skull. And yeah, this is a interesting sort of experimental release. I thought this was going to be like a volume 1 and they would do more of this, but I don't know if that was what they had planned. Maybe if this does well, they'll do more. But this release is essentially a new movie in a way. It is a mashup of 2 movies. The 2 movies are The Revenge of Dr. X, which is a 1970 really schlocky as hell movie, also known as Venus Flytrap or Body of Prey. It was shot partially in Japan. It's like a weird American Japanese co-production, and it actually was co-written or kind kind of co-written, I guess. The story was by Ed Wood, and this was a movie that went unproduced that Ed Wood wrote early on. I think in the 50s or 60s, from what I remember. And for the longest time, nobody knew that it was an Ed Wood written film. It was he was uncredited, and there were apparently some bootlegs out there that had his credits in there, but the guy who made this Phantasmatapes basically said that it was fake. Like somebody just made just added the credits to a already version. But he did eventually confirm that it actually was written by Ed Wood, based on Ed Wood did like an interview with someone, and he had um almost like a resume where he listed all of his like a lot of his most of his credits, and that written story was one of the he listed. Yeah, it was a 1950s screenplay that was written by Ed Wood and never got made. But somehow it ended up in this like Japanese American co-production thing. And also it says that it was distributed by Toei, but the creator of Phantasmatapes says he was not able to confirm that. But the version of this film that he used was apparently the Regal version, which is the most complete version of the film. And they cut the movie down to about 25 minutes from its 94-minute runtime. And then there are commercials before and after, in the middle, and at the end of just late night TV commercials. And then the second feature is The Brain That Wouldn't Die, which is probably a little bit more popular of a film. And that's from 1962, also known as The Head That Wouldn't Die and The Brain That Couldn't Die. It's like they couldn't choose between wouldn't and couldn't.
It's literally the same title, basically. It's like, what the fuck, dumbasses?
Yeah, which that movie is a little bit more popular. I've seen that one around more. Um, but yeah, so the idea behind this is and that movie is about
Screen Factory put out the
minutes.
Blu-ray a few years ago.
Yeah, they did, and they actually feature the special features on there had either the riff tracks or the Mystery Science Theater 3000
Yeah.
version on the special features. So yeah, this is like those two films cut down. The first movie is cut down to about 25 minutes, and the second movie is about 35 minutes from its the Venus Flytrap movie, or The Revenge of Dr. X is a 94-minute movie, which Jesus Christ.
I thought they were both about 25 minutes because no, I thought they were both about 30, but because there's quite a few commercials.
I'm just going by what dude said.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's quite a few commercials because the whole runtime on the thing runs what, 70 minutes or something like that? 75 minutes? 72 minutes.
Yeah, and the uncut version of The Brain That Wouldn't Die is 82 minutes, and the theatrical is 71 minutes. That is a American International Pictures film.
So that whole disc is shorter than either of those movies.
Yes.
Like their native runtimes. That's funny.
Yes. So the idea behind this, the concept is the fuzzy memories we have of late night TV channel surfing. And that's sort of the idea behind this whole film here. And the commercials. So I guess I'll kind of tackle this as like a whole release instead of like the movies and the special features. But the commercials in it are all primarily like East Coast commercials from Maryland, Philadelphia.
Was there Jersey shit in there too?
Maybe Jersey. So a couple of different East Coast commercials. And the way that they actually got these commercials, so the story behind this, and this is a lot of this coming from the commentary. The story behind the film is that they host this thing called like Fright Flicks or something like that at the Alamo Draft House, where they create like special programming and stuff like that. And they were gonna do like an MTV, like an evening of MTV thing or something with like shitty music videos and commercials and all that. And
Awesome.
apparently when the girl was like going through this like 100 hours of old MTV tapes, like a lot of these are just like tapes that they like acquired that somebody recorded off of live TV, you know what I mean? Um, and they realized that like the videos kind of sucked and were shitty, and the commercials were kind of fun but didn't stand on their own. So they saved the commercials, and the guy went and picked through the commercials and edited them into this. And this originally started as almost like a horror host thing where they were going to have like a horror host, but they're like, it, they basically said it'd been done to death and they didn't really want to do that
I'm
way.
actually glad they didn't, because this was way more unique.
I love horror hosts, so I wouldn't have been mad about the horror host thing. But they essentially plugged in all these commercials and he edited the films, but he didn't just cut down the films, they are different. So he put like some filters over them. There's literally, he took a VHS tape where it was literally a hypnosis tape, like a hypnosis tape from like the 80s where this like like this guy is, you know, counting down, and then it's literally was like a tape that you bought that was supposed to hypnotize you to like, you know, quit smoking or something like that, just some weird oddity thing. And he took the like little spiral footage from that and like overlaid it in parts of the Venus flytrap movie, and like put it like, you know, faded it out so just like kind of in the background. And you know, in The Brain That Wouldn't Die, he actually creatively chose to, when the woman was talking, the severed head, to zoom in on them as they're talking, which does not happen in the real movie.
Hmm.
So he made like some creative choices, like because he always thought that he loves that movie, the other movie not so much. But he like sort of zooms in on the thing, and you know, he kind of, they do some other filters and lightings and different stuff to sort of give it that late night vibe. And like
Interesting.
actually certain scenes in The Brain That Wouldn't Die, he actually took a camera and recorded the CRT TV and used that footage from the camera that he was recording the TV off
Wow.
of.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of different like sort of techniques and styles to make this sort of like that vibe that they were going for, this almost like acid trippy like memory. Like it's supposed to be like your memory of channel surfing, not like the
Mhm.
actual footage of that night. It's supposed to be the memory of that night.
Because people are
So
watching the film, they turn it away, come back to it, and you get
yeah.
bits and pieces of it, right? Yeah, it's a cool
Yeah.
concept. Yeah.
And they found this like Fright Night like bumper that they put in instead of doing like a horror host thing where it's like supposed to be like on whatever channel, like Fright Night or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but it's just a bumper, so like they said it was like perfect because they wanted sort of something that was like a special night on TV but
Mm.
not like a horror host thing. But
Did they have
like
to clear any of that shit?
I
Because
don't think so. I don't think so
because
because
like because the way I look at it from like my world, like when like to me the sampling, and in hip hop we know that's a big thing. Like you can have this little minuscule fucking sample and someone will find out who the fuck that is, and then they'll go and it's
well, you
like
got to imagine most of these commercials and shit were probably not copyrighted, right? They were just some local uh car
a lot of those things
salesman.
are definitely like they're like the local commercials, the
Right,
fucking
yeah.
pay TV kind of, yeah, for sure.
So a lot of
That's what
that
makes them
stuff is
so good.
probably not needed to be cleared, and you know, I doubt like whoever even made it is
But
ever
what
going to
about the
see this.
Fright Night thing though? Like you think that would be, because that seems like it was a header for something.
Yeah, I don't know. And then there was also like I like the commercial where it's like talking about like showing King Kong and uh Son of Kong and Mighty Joe Young. It's like tonight, like this Saturday, King Kong, the Immortal Classic, and then followed by Son of Kong, followed by Mighty Joe Young. And it's like just it's cool. I like that stuff. But the movies themselves, so on this disc you have that Phantasma tapes feature. And then you have the uncut versions of both movies that are ripped from the VHSs. So it's like you're watching a VHS. The first movie is in the Phantasmatapes is semi entertaining. By itself, it is dreadfully dull. It is such. Have you seen that movie before, Moods?
No, no.
Have any of you guys seen it before?
Nope.
Dude, it
No.
it is like it is so dreadfully dull, dude. Like it is so talky and just boring as hell. I had such a hard, but there is some like naked Japanese titties in there too,
Ooh.
which was pretty
He didn't
nice.
cut those out, did he?
No, that's in the
Good.
Phantasmatapes version. But that movie on its own is like as a 25-minute movie, like not bad. As a 90-minute movie, atrocious. I could not even like, oh my god, it was painful.
Even
That
as
one
a
was painful to
25-minute
watch.
film, it was still like whatever. I was like, man, I can't wait to get to the brain that wouldn't die.
Yeah, because the brain that wouldn't die is actually pretty solid.
Oh, I love that
It's
movie.
not an amazing
Yeah.
movie, but
I love
that
it's
movie.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so you have like the opening commercials and stuff, then you have the Venus flytrap movie, which is just like about a scientist who like I can't remember what the fuck he was doing. He something with a Venus flytrap or something. He's
Yeah.
like a NASA guy or something, and it turns into like a hybrid creature thing. Looks pretty cheesy. But the brain that wouldn't die is about this doctor who this girl, his girlfriend or whatever, gets her head decapitated in a car ride home, and he like transplants her head into like fucking, I guess a like kind of like reanimator, like just a little petri dish
Yeah,
that's
Trey.
like a tray
Pretty
that
much
you
the
know
same.
yeah, and then he's trying to find a good sexy body to attach her to, but she doesn't even want to. um so yeah, that movie's actually pretty good. I like that movie. um so I watched the Phantasmatapes, which was pretty cool. I think I was a little bit let down by it at first. And then once I like listened to the backstory of it, it made me appreciate it a lot more. I didn't
Hmm.
notice like all the like different things they did to the movies and stuff. And I didn't really fully grasp that it's supposed to be your memory of channel surfing and not just like the broadcast from the channel surfing.
Hmm.
So that kind of made me like see it in a different way where it's like kind of like fuzzy. Because at first I was like,
That's
why would
crazy.
they cut the movies so short? Like I would almost prefer like just a longer like the two movies with all the commercials. But then after realizing that it was more experimental, it made me like it a little bit more. So the feature itself was pretty good, especially after I listened to the commentary. The two movies themselves, the Venus flytrap one, or the whatever Revenge of Dr. X is like pretty fucking awful, like horrible. Um the Brain That Wouldn't Die is good. Um so that's the I guess review of that and the um two movies.
Did you watch the
Uh
Max Headroom? Pirate
what is
Incidents
it?
thing? The Max
Oh yeah,
Headroom?
yeah. Yeah, so I watched all the special features as well. So there's a part in this movie, the Phantasma tapes, where they show. I'm sure you've seen it as like a meme or like in a video before, but it's like this weird like spirally background, and then it's like a dude in a mask that's just like weird and shit. And that actually was from a real event that happened in Chicago back in like the 80s or whatever, where they actually somebody like hacked into the broadcast and broadcasted this dude in a mask with a spiral background, just like I forget what he was even saying. Do you remember, Mids?
No, I don't remember.
But it just took over the broadcast. It was in the middle of the Chicago Bears versus Dallas Cowboys game. And like it just they hacked the broadcast. They just showed this clip of this dude in a mask and a spiraling background for like minutes or whatever. And then it became like a big deal, and like they were talking about on the news and shit like the next days and stuff like that. And they actually put some of the broadcast footage of the news in the first little short called the Max Headroom Pirate Incident. And that it's basically the guy never got caught. Like whoever did it was never caught. But
Yeah.
they took over the Bears game, and then like another channel that had like the news on it or something. They just like hijacked the station. I don't know how the fuck they did it, but it was pretty crazy that happened. And that was a like nice little short explanation thing that had like the footage from the news and stuff like that. And then the next short is just a compilation of everybody of Casper the Friendly Ghost, where they people see him and they're like, "Oh, it's a ghost!" Like it's just a 2-minute compilation of that. And then my favorite short film on here is "I Want My D&D," which is an 8-minute, like almost like like parody, but not really, of all these news broadcasts that were flipping shit over D&D back in like the 80s, that were like dude, it is so ridiculous. Like we have come such a long way from being retards. We're still pretty retarded, but like
we've come a long way. Are you kidding me?
Bro, listen, the fucking people that were talking on these news channels back in the day about fucking D&D are the most stupid people in the entire world.
That shit was like, so embarrassing.
Dude, they're taking it so seriously. Like the one guy literally says, "I burned my son's like D&D pieces and I heard like voices
I heard
like
it shriek when I threw it in there."
Yeah, like shit like that, and they're dead fucking serious. And like everybody's saying like, "Oh, like, you know, my little Jimmy was acting you know, so disrespectful and he was short-tempered, and we found out he was playing this D&D, and then we like eventually convinced him with therapy to stop playing it, and now he's like a straight A." It's just like the dumbest,
such bullshit.
Most like they believed so hard.
Right, that motherfucker made straight A's before he played Dungeons and Dragons because he's a fucking nerd.
It was like the media. Like I remember Kiss, when a lot of parents and shit like that were against the rock and roll and shit like that. The media came up with the acronym for KISS being Knights in Satan's Service.
Yeah,
it wasn't people. It was the fucking media. Right. It wasn't the fucking media. It wasn't. It was the media that came up with that shit.
It's so like this D&D thing.
They're crazy.
It's only 8 minutes, but it is just like, man, I'm telling you, yo, I know we're still pretty dumb, but like we have come a long way from being this dumb. Like this is insanity, dumb.
Dude. Oh my god, dude, the satanic panic thing was fucking for real, bro. Like it was before your time, man. Like that shit was real. When I was a kid, man, people used to talk. I remember hearing conversations with the adults about like satanic panic and shit like that, and all that type of shit. Like there was no way you were allowing your kids to play D&D and shit, because that shit was crazy. Remember that Nightmares game that came out? Fuck that. You can't play that shit too. Like that's got fucking subliminal.
That was a VHS game, right?
Yeah. It's got subliminal hidden messages in it too. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
There's just this like news lady comes on and she's like warlocks and dwarves and enchanted fucking whatevers, and just listing off all these things that are like characters from D&D, like that people made up.
Dude, those
and
live
she's like
news
saying it like dead serious, like that, like that these things exist. Like it's the weirdest shit. And I'm just like, bro, like what? How could people be this like?
What's weird about that?
That was the internet before the internet.
The Bible is literally the same fucking bullshit. Like those are all just like fantasy stories about the same shit, and they all take that seriously.
Exactly.
And it's like they also have some like commercials intertwined with like D&D stuff, which is pretty cool. There's actually like they show a group of kids playing D&D, and there's just like this kid with the straight up like mullet, fucking Ozzy Osbourne shirt on. Like it's just like that, and it's like they're making these kids seem like they're fucking satanic, fucking doomed, like, and it's just like they're just fucking nerds playing fucking role-playing game, dude.
Yeah,
like,
they're nerds acting cool for once in their lives. Let them have fun.
Yeah, and it's just that shit is so funny to me. But yeah, outside of that, there is a commentary with Bleeding Skull's Annie Choi and Joseph Zimba, who made the Phantasmatapes. The Choi girl, she like kind of got all the commercials, and then the Troy guy, he pretty much did or the Joseph guy, sorry, he'd pretty much like edit it and like put it all together and stuff. It was a pretty fun experiment. I don't know if they will do any more of them because they didn't really seem like this was something that was going to be like a continued thing. They were just like,
Really, that sucks.
yeah. So maybe if it's popular, maybe they'll do something else like this. But I
Well,
think
it's
it's a
sold
cool
out.
idea. Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, it's probably popular then.
You know what they should do next time? They should
What?
like break the movies down and then like interweave them into each other to create one movie instead of like having one then the other.
It's like having
Yeah,
two. It's like
that might
watching
be,
two movies at the same time when you're channel surfing.
Yeah.
You're like you're going to this one, going to this one, and it's like
Yeah.
doing that shit.
Or you can try and create like a cohesive narrative out of two movies.
Yeah, could do
That
that.
could be fun.
But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool release. Neat concept. I like the artistic ideas behind it. It was pretty cool. And the commentary was actually really good. Like it really kind of put everything into perspective, and they talked about like the production of it, and there was a lot of interesting little tidbits. And they also just talked about like being fans of like weird like stuff that's like lost media essentially. Like the one dude said he buys like collections of like just tapes from people recording like broadcast TV, like just random shit, and just seeing the commercials. And he said one of the coolest things he saw was the premiere, it was a recording from the original premiere of Twin Peaks and like all the commercials from that night and stuff like that.
Yeah, that shit right there makes like doing that worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows, like there's a lot of old like TV films and stuff that are like lost to time.
That's what
That
he
could
kind of
be
said
just
too.
on a tape.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah,
almost
pretty cool.
likely. Like I know people that just taped everything.
Oh,
in the 90s.
especially, I mean, I remember even in the 90s me taping so much stuff off of TV. And that
I
was when
remember
it was like
taping a
sort
lot
of
of
over.
shows.
Dude, I have like
Yeah.
at least 15, 16 tapes of like just Rap City recorded still. Like I've recorded all those videos. It's crazy. But yeah, people love recording shit, man. They definitely did. What'd you give that release?
I'd say like the movies, I would give the Venus flytrap one on its own like a fucking 2 out of 10. The other one, the brain that wouldn't die, I'd give it like a 7. And then the Phantasmatapes itself, I would give like a 7.5.
I really like this release, man. I thought it was fantastic, super fun, and like just hearing about all the other shit with it, within the commentary and stuff. Like I loved it without that stuff, so I'm pretty sure I'd come up on that. So it's pretty unique, pretty cool, very cool idea, man. You must have really jumped on that. I didn't even get a slipcover with mine.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm pretty good at just buying everything the moment it's announced. Like,
well, I remember when
hour.
I think I was out of the cabin when it came out, and I just wasn't on it at the time and stuff. It doesn't matter. Don't really care. All right, so that is going to conclude the solo reviews. All right, so moving into the feature review here is a film that we've actually talked about on 22 Shots before, from 1991, directed by the one and only Dan O'Bannon, and that is The Resurrected. Of course, Dan O'Bannon is famous for directing The Return of the Living Dead, and this is the second and final film that he ever directed, which is crazy. I still think that's so bizarre that he only directed 2 films. Of course, he wrote a lot of shit. He wrote a lot of stuff. Aliens,
He wrote a lot of. So something I guess I learned about
aliens,
him on this movie is while this movie was being made, he was sick a lot of the time. He had a lot of health problems. So I'm wondering if just like he did die kind of young. He did live like another 18 years after this, but maybe he just had health problems where like it was too strenuous for him to like do something like direct a whole scale production, and it was just better suited as a writer.
Did they fly in Stuart Gordon to finish the movie?
I don't think
They
so.
could have, maybe.
I mean,
Because this movie, like, it just literally just exists with Reanimator and From Beyond. It's like they belong to each other.
Maybe just everybody
So it's
got the idea of what H.P. Lovecraft was
yeah.
trying to project with his writings. You know,
Because
it's
it's like
So,
that you got the Richard Band score. Like I swear, like
yeah.
Chris Sarandon in this movie, like he talks the same way that fucking Jeffrey Combs does. Like when he's like the Joseph
I swear to
Curwen.
God,
it's kind of set in the same
this was
world,
a
isn't
first
it?
time watch for me. This was a first time watch for me, and the impression like I got immediately is this felt like a bigger budget full moon movie.
Well, I mean, right when you pop this thing
Was
in,
this Empire?
no,
It
no.
might as well have
Man,
been.
It
It's
feels
basically
like
on
it.
the scale.
So like when you pop this film in and you let the menu play, it just sounds like you're ready to watch a Puppet Master movie because Richard Band's score is so similar to everything from that era of Full Moon. So you already know what you're getting yourself into right away. If you know those scores like we do, like we're all big Full Moon fans, probably except for Tyler.
Yeah,
But like,
I was really surprised because it felt familiar right away. Then I saw
yeah,
freaking
yeah,
Richard Bane. I was like, "What the fuck?"
and then when you and then you get into like the movie and stuff, and of course it's H.P. Lovecraft, and you got that whole Full Moon connection, you know, the Empire connection and stuff like that, and it like kind of lives in that same world. So it's pretty interesting actually.
It felt to me like Reanimator too. That you bring that up. It felt like what I appreciate that was different about this than Reanimator is this one. There's like no nonsense in this movie. Like it's quite completely serious. Where like obviously I like Reanimator better. I'm not saying anything bad. I love Reanimator, but like it's got those like all those highs and lows and those like just like not like humorous notes that like this movie doesn't have, and it's like kind of cool to see like a similar subject matter taken in two different tones and directions.
All right, so quick little synopsis on this one. Charles Dexter Ward's wife enlists the help of a private detective to find out what her husband is up to in a remote cabin owned by his family for centuries. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the first thing that you notice about this film as you watch the first 30, 40. Like there's literally no comedy in this film. It is played dead serious, and I love the fact that they do that in this film. Like it's played dead serious, like
the line when he's talking about like what's the street value on wizard's bones, like that's not even a joke in the movie. That's him like literally just like inquiring what's the street value on wizard's bones.
So I think there was actually like I think there was an original cut of this film where Dan O'Bannon actually, I think it was like over 2 hours or something, 2.5 hours or some shit like that. Yeah, it says alternate version. Director Dan O'Bannon's original cut ran over 2 hours and was subsequently edited down by the film producers. The recent Blu-ray collectors, blah, 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 Germany, blah. Workprint has a 2 hours and 17-minute version. So I think in that version, there was a little bit of comic relief within it. I think he wanted to have it a little bit more kind of like, not so serious and stuff like that. So who knows? It could have been a little bit more like Reanimator. I'm not sure. But what we get as this final cut for us is pretty damn serious. So have you guys ever read the original source material by H.P. Lovecraft?
I don't like Lovecraft.
Yeah, I have a hard time reading them, honestly.
I've actually read this story before.
I like Poe way more.
Yeah, I mean, I love fucking, of course. This story is, or this adaptation is very close. It's very close. It's very much on, in the.
I hear that a lot from people that this is like one of the more faithful adaptations.
It is. It's actually quite crazy. Like, I mean, back when H.P. Lovecraft, I don't think really did a lot of, from what I can remember, I don't think he wrote a lot of comedic stuff into his stuff. It's more the adaptations that add the comedic elements. So this is like very faithful to what he was writing. He's writing dead serious shit, no pun intended. But I don't know what's your guys'. I mean, this was my favorite film of 1991. I love this movie. I fucking love this movie. Yeah, this is my favorite film of 91. I love this movie. I've seen this movie so many fucking times. I love the structure of this film too, because it's totally not what you think it's going to be when you go into it. It's like this
the way it starts.
Yeah, it's like this PI.
Yeah, it almost has like that's what drew me in a little. It has like almost like a little smoking noir start.
It does. It actually it kind of has like, you know, the start of the third act kind of, or the end of the story in the beginning, but it doesn't really take away from anything because you don't really know what the fuck you just watched.
Yeah,
and then it
what's
has,
crazy about that
shit too.
That like when movies start off with scenes like from later on in the movie, I usually have such a fucking problem with that. But this movie, it
tell
works.
me about it.
This movie, it works so well. Like it's really surprising.
I have
this was my number 7.
This is something I've mentioned so many times on 22 Shots, is that I can't stand when films open up with a scene from the end of the film.
Yes.
And for some odd reason, this one just does the polar opposite for me, because they do it so well. You don't really know what the fuck.
It's like a teaser trailer.
It kind of, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And then you kind of get into this like, we've got the wife. She's kind of freaking out about her husband because, like, you know, what the fuck is he up to? He's gone a little bit crazy since he opened up this trunk and found all this information about his family history, and he's bred into it and stuff. And now he's like obsessed with it, because they even explain in the film too, is like he was never really one to like look into his backstory and stuff. He didn't really give a fuck about anything and stuff. And then he finds this information and he goes kind of crazy with it. And then you kind of get this kind of storytelling aspect of the film, right? They're kind of telling the story and shit. And it really progresses so well. But I think the shocking thing for me about this movie is like, there's a lot of really good effects in this one, like really good effects. It's super effective when they do the effects and stuff, and like how it progresses. And I think the story itself is something that you don't see really like when you get this one reveal within the film, you don't really see that actually coming. You think it's going to be more of a possession thing, but it's more than that. You know, it's even more morbid than you would think it to be. And I think that's really cool, man. And that's what I always loved about this film, because I remember watching this back in the day and I was like, what? Are you fucking serious? Like, I couldn't fucking believe that, like, he was like, no more. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. Like, it almost reminds me of like something like Barbarian that came out a few years ago, or it's just like every minute, like something else happens and it just keeps getting more wild and more wild.
One of my favorite scenes in the film,
the deeper you go down.
Yeah, right. One of my favorite scenes in the film is when they're showing like the backstory of when the townspeople are trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, and the heavy rain's coming down, and the banks they're washing away, and then the body parts start coming out, and they're floating down the river and shit. I love that scene, man. I don't know, there's something about that. It's just like, that's so fucking eerie and crazy. It's pretty sweet, man. It's pretty sweet. So Tyler, this is your first time watching this film?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on it?
I like this a lot more than I thought I was gonna. This is a movie that like everyone and their mama says like, oh, this one's like real underrated. This one's like a real hidden gem. I swear to God, every time I hear that like about something, it's like it never lives up to it. But this one really did. I was really surprised. It's
watch like Identikit then, because you still won't watch Identikit.
There's nothing to do with it. I won't watch it. It's very limited time in my life. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but like I was saying at first, with the full, it felt like a big budget full moon movie to me, and it really captured like that era of filmmaking, and it just felt like at home, and it was just this cool, just like supernatural like resurrection story, like intertwined with his detective story, and like you said, the structure, the way like it just unveils like peels back the layers until it hits this point that it showed you at the beginning was just really cool. You know, Chris Sarandon's a really good actor. He's a little underrated. If there's someone that's underrated in this movie, it's him. Don't they?
Oh yeah, he plays.
I don't really ever see him get as much credit as he deserves. But he was in movies for a long time. Still like he does a really good job in this role. This is like the role that he was kind of built for. I like he has the charisma for a role like this, but he also has this real just this real calm like seriousness to him as well, though, where it creates this character that
he plays two different characters so well. Like he plays them so well.
And he's so like sophisticated, like almost like Vincent Price. Like he's got like that charisma about him.
Like and it's like it's so cool. Like when you have like kind of like a campy horror movie like this that just like gives you the opportunity to play like such a good role though. Yeah, that was something I like. That was something really. I just real well made. It sounded great too.
I don't
really, just like straight comfort.
I never looked at this movie as being campy or cheesy or anything. I think it's because
I'm not saying it's like cheesy.
I think it has a little camp to it.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's
just like the tone and the vibe.
So why do you think the tone is campy? Like it's like dead serious.
It's not that it's like over
it's like
the top
what's
or
happening,
anything, but it has notes. Yeah, it's like like the idea of itself is like kind of ridiculous.
Well, of course,
it's like there's camp. It's like it's all like camp taken serious. Like there's campy scenes, but it's not taken as camp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see if you want to look at it from that perspective, but yeah, it's not meant to be. It's not supposed to be. It's like, it's.
Yeah, this is real life. It's like taken as just like basic reality. Like, yeah, this shit happened.
It is. It's like set in this reality with this totally outrageous fucking story about like the occult and like necromancy and shit like that. It's ridiculous because do those things exist? I don't know, probably not. But it's played dead serious here in this world.
Yeah, they don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll see a freak and they're like, "What? That's a freak." I'm like,
I mean, there's a point where he throws elixir on some shit and all of a sudden he's like, oh shit, it's real. He literally says that in the film. When the hand starts moving, he's like, holy fuck, it's fucking real. It's kind of crazy. I love that scene when they find out like down in the basement and stuff and they see the whole history of shit. There's so many scenes in this film I just fucking love. I think it's so cool, man. It is. It's like a big budget, low budget type film. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this or the 91 show we did? I just noticed there were 6 hosts and only 1 out of 6 had Silence of the Lambs as their number 1.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy, Tyler.
I mean, surprising to me just because it's just such like a heavy hitter.
How many people had
a lot of the time?
How many people had Resurrected on their top 10?
So the interesting thing, 3. But the interesting, or 4. The interesting thing about the 91 show is all 6 hosts had a different number 1.
Wow. Yeah.
I had People Under
the
Stairs.
Would have
Derek had Naked Lunch. Carly had Cape Fear. Dave Parker had Silence of the Lambs. Moodz had Resurrected. And Jeremy had Nothing But Trouble.
That is wild, man. 6 different
Fuck
ones.
Yeah, Jeremy.
I think that might be the only time that's ever happened. I think that's the only time that
91's a good year.
We've had a few years where there's been quite a few different number 1s, but yeah, that's crazy.
But all 6?
Clear Cut, Heroku the Goblin, Resurrected. What else did he Poison?
Necromantic 2, Cast the Deadly Spell. If you like the Resurrected, you'd probably like
I've seen Cast the Deadly Spell. It's an HBO movie,
this is way Cast the Deadly Spell is okay. This is way better.
Yeah, I think Cast the Deadly Spell is okay.
I love the story, man.
I mean, I would say it's better. I don't know. I'd go like that much better.
I would. That movie, man. Way better. I love the story in this, man. I love when they like, when they start telling the backstory of like, the ancestry and like how they kind of break it down to be like, oh shit, like that's actually his grandfather and stuff like that. And because it was thought to be the other way around and stuff. I love all that shit, man. Like the story is actually quite cool. It's compelling and stuff. And then there's this crazy reveal in the film, which I don't want to fucking give it away if you haven't seen the film, but
no, you can't because I didn't know about it.
Yeah, there's definitely, and you're just like, holy fuck, crazy! Like this is fucking wild. And then the whole third act, where it ends up in the in the mental ward and shit like that, and there's some pretty cool shit, man. You know what's really cool about this film? There's a couple scenes in the film where they do like stop motion, and it's awesome. I love the stop motion in the film too.
Yeah, I love stop motion.
Fucking every time it shows up, I'm just like, I'm in. It's so cool that you're willing to do that shit. It's awesome.
Especially because if you know anything about it, it's like the maximum amount of effort for like the littlest amount of screen time.
Yeah, it's very tedious work you do a lot of tedious work for very amounts of for little amounts of Yeah, screen time for
frames.
sure. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is one I don't know. Like I said, one of my favorite things is the actual story to this film. I love the structure of it. I think honestly, probably the weakest thing in the movie for myself is Charles' wife. Her acting she's horrible in this film. I think she's fucking terrible in this film. But whatever. She's such a small part of the movie. It doesn't really matter anyways, but
Yeah, it doesn't do enough to like derail it or anything.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. But she's kind of like like when she's acting, you're just like, you're not really the greatest. But yeah, good shit though.
I don't really remember her even really giving me like an opinion. She's just like she exists.
Yeah, she exists in the film, and she's kind of stoned in it, like not like literally stoned, but she's just kind of wooden, I guess. Not really the greatest.
I love like the underground shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like the old, like how that thing's been existing for 100 or 250 years and stuff. And I love that when they go down there and see all the, the urns and stuff of like all the past.
I just love catacombs
and all these
in
people.
general.
So
like
cool.
any catacombs are like super cool in movies. Like it's perfect for horror. Yeah, I really like I honestly, this movie is a movie that like I think I saw it for the first time when we did the 91 show, but I think I'd seen parts of it when I was a kid. But watching it this time, I probably liked it more than I did back then, even though it did make my top 10 list. It's a vibe. It's actually like a pretty fun story. It's what I like, really. Like I like, mad scientist shit in general,
It's cool to see a film like
like
this with such a yeah, exactly. Like you take like an occult story, but you throw in a crazy story with it, and it completely all makes sense. I love that about it. Like it keeps you thinking, and like it's got great reveals, it's got great set pieces, it's got great effects, surprisingly gory as shit, and it's like it's serious, and I don't know, man. The vibe of this movie, like you said, is just to me, it's so interesting because it doesn't follow your standard structure. It takes a totally different type of film where it does this kind of like old school, like detective noir thing, but it's not that. It's not that. It's a horror film. And it's super cool. It's super cool.
I love that the detective too is Mike Damone from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't think I've seen him in any other movie. It was like so fucking wild to see him just randomly pop
I've
up.
seen him actually in a few different films. Yeah, I think he's actually pretty good in this movie too for like the short period that he has.
He's good. I can't recall a single thing else I see him in, but like
you know what I thought was wild. That was like what 7 or 8 years after Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That motherfucker looks like he aged 20 years since Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah,
like he went from high school to fucking like 40-year-old detective real quick.
It was what 82, right?
Something like that.
So this is
so like not even 10 years.
Yeah, it's about 9 years, but probably 8 years due to filming. Like, dude, I know he probably wasn't getting a ton of work. Like I said, I've seen him in other things, but yeah, he never really made it anywhere huge.
It's kind of criminal that Dan O'Bannon didn't direct more movies.
I mean,
that sucks.
We had a theory maybe he was a little bit sick.
Oh yeah, it was too strenuous.
Easier to write than direct, so.
But if you really look at it, he started like with Carpenter doing Dark Star, and he didn't direct a movie for what, like 10 years.
Well, Dark Star was also it was also his college project, right?
Yeah, it was like that was that.
Yeah. So I mean, that wasn't anything. That was he made that shit on his own time, kind of thing. Yeah, so it made sense.
Yeah, but it just
the motherfucker wrote
it took him. Yeah, that's wild. It took
Dead
him
and Buried
a long
too,
time
right?
to direct the movie.
Dead and Buried, Blue Thunder.
He wrote a lot of good movies.
Return of Living Dead,
even
Life
non-horror.
Force, Total Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall.
And the 1997 classic Bleeders.
I know.
He wrote that.
Yeah.
Speaking of catacombs and weird little fucking
Believe it or not,
humanoid
dude,
abomination creatures.
I actually like Bleeders.
I like Bleeders too. Fuck it.
I remember being a kid renting the VHS with the little blood pack in it. It had like the blood, and I would rent it all the time, and I would expect it to be good, and I'd be disappointed every time, but I would still keep that cover. I was like, maybe I give it another shot.
It's crazy. It's almost like Resurrected Light.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't really think that Dan O'Bannon had to do a lot more after writing, Aliens, and the whole Alien franchise just kept him afloat because he was always getting fucking paid for that shit, right?
Yeah, he
Oh
probably.
yeah, he's
Well,
probably
I don't
making
know.
mad
Did he
money off of
get?
that.
Would he have got paid for the sequels?
Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
just
his
character
characters are
rights.
based on him, right? So
Yeah.
he's still making money and he's dead.
Yeah, if you have an alien in it, then you're probably paying him for it.
Not always though, man. Sometimes it's like they put that shit in the contract. I don't know. I'd be curious if he was.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I guess it depends if he got a store characters based on credit or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some fucking insanely dope effects in this, man. I love that half-headed monster scene. That thing is fucking amazing, man. Really cool.
I feel bad for the monster. They got torched. Like you at least shoot the damn thing first.
You know what always kind of pisses me off though? Like how
Yeah, he got credit for all that alien shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Because you can see it on his credits. But anyways, the detective, like, he makes this weird decision to blow up. Like, I'm always like, dude, why would you just blow it up? Why would you blow up the whole fucking place? Because like I'm thinking, like, I love the catacombs, I love all the shit that's in there. I'm like, man, I don't know. For me, I just would be like, you need to preserve that shit a little bit. There was no reason to blow up the whole fucking place. There really wasn't. It just kind of, you destroyed all this craziness, man.
I mean, it's kind of evil, right? Like if you're doing necromancy and it's real, then it's like, okay, well, obviously
but it also existed within those characters though too. Like you had to be performing some shit. Like the whole place wasn't just resurrecting shit on its own. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he figured that out. He figured that out. But it's like, dude, you just blow up a place that was like 250 fucking years old. It's like, dude, I was watching it again. I'm like, it's just me. I like to preserve shit. I'm just like, I'm so into the movie. I'm like, bro, you blew it up. You just ruined all that shit. All those magicians' ashes and all those fucking occultists and all that shit.
All those innocent lives.
I know it's such a weird thing to talk about because it's like totally, it's not real. It's totally fiction. But just like, you blew it up. It's crazy. It's like, whatever.
He did it just to have the satisfaction of telling him he did it.
Right.
I blew it up.
And to say you blew up some shit though, man. Because like he blew the fucking shit out of that.
That
really
was an explosion.
That
dude.
was an explosion. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Fucking I love this fucking movie, dude. I really do. I really do. And yeah. I think, like I said, I think the main thing for me though is like Sarandon's performance and the structure of the film just works so well for me, man. It's just got all these kind of reveals and stuff that work out perfectly within the progression of the plot and stuff, and it's fantastic. It's really cool. There's actually
Chris Sarandon's one of those actors where like I don't ever really think about him as like somebody that I really like, but then when I see him, I'm like, oh yeah, I always like this guy.
Yeah, he's always kills it. Always kills it. Like even in fucking Bordello of Blood, he fucking kills it. As like the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know he's honestly good in
everything. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the fucking yeah. And he's so gross in this movie. Like when he's like really like skinny and he's got the yellow ass teeth and he's talking about the meat and all that other shit. It's so fucking gross.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that whole aspect of like
meat.
Doing what you're doing and stuff. It kind of makes you cannibalistic and stuff. I love that shit, man. But another great movie is The Sentinel with him in it.
Yeah. So fucking good.
That. So fucking good, man. So fucking good. So yeah, he's kind of knocking it apart. It's funny when this movie first starts, it actually takes place around the Halloween season. It does. I wouldn't consider it to be a Halloween film, but it actually takes place around the Halloween scene. There's actually a scene in the film where I think it's like on a billboard or whatever, it talks about like the Halloween baseball tournament that's happening and shit like that. And there's a few little Halloween little things and stuff. Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting to know, but Yeah. You guys, what do you guys have on the Resurrected? Tony, what do you got?
The Resurrected.
Oh, Tony just fucking froze up again. His internet is shit.
Oh no.
That's the third time in this episode. So JP,
Oh,
have
no.
you, so from when we did 91, have you gone up or down on this film?
I'm gonna get the same rating.
Really?
Yeah. If we were doing like 0.25s, I would maybe go up 0.25.
Yeah, but 0.25 is just fucking stupid. Who does that?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not quite enough to go up a half point.
What'd you guys think of the transfer?
Fuck, I honestly, I watched this like 3 weeks ago, but I don't remember feeling like it. I always remember the Scream Factory transfer being good, so I don't even know if I really paid attention to see if it was like much better, you know?
It was so weird because I'm watching this 4K release and I'm going, I swear my Scream Factory Blu-ray looks better than this.
Really? Holy
It was
shit.
weird. I don't know what was it wasn't popping to me at all. And like it looked good. It really did, but I don't know why it wasn't resonating great for really kind of popping out. It was weird. I couldn't figure it out, but I would have to do like a side by side on that. I'm sure it looks better, but it's been a little bit since I've seen it. And I mean, I've watched this thing on multiple different Blu-rays. I have the German Blu-ray too. So
is that one you were like happy to upgrade? Because we've been talking about like the Scream Factory upgrades.
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. It's one of my favorites. So like, I'm not gonna be like pissed off that a film that made my number one in 91 is, shitty for me that it got re-released. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, sometimes I just want to get other shit that I don't own. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the Resurrected. So
I'm really happy with the Resurrected on 4K because on a 4K OLED screen, those underground fucking catacomb scenes look so good.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that. Moodz was just saying that the transfer didn't really impress for him.
Really?
I
thought it was great. Their blood was so fucking red and bright.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely scenes that look better than others. I would, have to go back and like note it and stuff like that. But I wasn't like freaking out about it, but I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure like the darks look, a little bit more poppy and stuff. But I don't know. It's been a minute since I've seen the other Blu-ray transfers, so but 4K should look better.
I was just looking, and this movie isn't streaming anywhere. You can't even rent it to stream.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can only buy it on physical. So yeah, like that's probably why everybody always says it's an underrated, underseen gem because it's hard to fucking watch it unless you want to.
Yeah, I remember before Scream Factory put it out, it was really hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
It was sort of one of those
wasn't even on
movies
disc.
that, like, yeah.
Yeah, the first time I watched it was like when Netflix streaming first came out in like 2009.
Yeah.
They had all the weird, cheap fucking shit, and they had a ton of MGM stuff, and I watched The Resurrected there on a VHS transfer.
Yeah, I went out and grabbed the German Blu-ray, I think early 2000 teens or whatever. So I had that until the Scream Factory put theirs out. And that Blu-ray was fine. It was definitely not a VHS transfer. It was widescreen. It was somewhat remastered, but Scream Factory's transfer was a lot better. So, but yeah, I love this movie. So, what do you guys rate this one?
I think that would be Tyler.
All right. I'm gonna come in at 7.5.
Actually, much better than I thought you were coming in. Moodz.
I'm not even sure what I gave it before, but I'm giving it a 10. I love this movie.
Yeah.
Hot damn. I'll tell you what you gave it before. 9.5. So
I love it.
Not
I
that
think
much.
it's like a perfect. I love watching this film. It's just got this weird structure that I love to it, and it's great. It's got great effects. It's got great fucking acting. It's got great everything. Story's awesome. It's a great adaptation of the story. It really is. And I'm not rating it on the adaptation. I'm just obviously the film itself, but I think it's great. I think it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this movie. So
This movie is in 22 Shots Hall, by the way.
Oh wow.
I love
Tony.
it.
There's actually a couple like small problems I have with this movie that I can't get over. One is Lonnie's death. I hate it because he like it's almost like he just gets pulled and goodbye. You don't even see what really happens to him. That pisses me off. And then the fact that they're like they don't seem to care. They're like, okay, well he's gone. Let's keep moving. Like literally 10 seconds later, it's like they got Lonnie. Forget about him. Let's keep.
Well,
moving.
they do mention it later. It's like I mean, I get it from the aspect. It's like you're trying to get the fuck out of there, and like so you don't get up.
I also like. How do you realistically handle that in a movie? Right? Like, it's like, do you spend 5 minutes of your runtime to like let the characters fucking?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to escape that place before everyone gets dead, and then like I think you're going through the motions of completing your mission kind of thing, and then you deal with it after kind of thing. But I get it though, like them not really showing the death is, yeah, I mean it's not probably the ideal thing to do, but
like that's just a nitpick. But then like there's another part that happens in the movie that I just hate to watch every single time, and it's after they blow the house up and John and Claire are like running away. They cut, and then in the next literal scene, she's passed out in his arms as he's like running to the truck. That little cut right there where she's like running, and then all of a sudden she's passed out in his arms. I hate that so much because it just. I know it's like the deleted.
That's where that was like 5 minutes of his 2.5 hour cut or whatever.
maybe there was like a comedic like slip and slide moment. She like bonks her head or something.
I know you're saying, but it doesn't really. I'm just like whatever. Yeah,
that has bothered me every single time I watched it.
Yeah,
but besides that, I do love the movie. I think it's really damn good. I give it 9 out of 10.
All right, yeah, I'm coming in at an 8 out of 10. I like it a good bit. I think it's pretty great.
Sweet.
It's so good. And the fact that it's like what an MGM movie and it just feels like an Empire movie. It's literally like the most
insane.
Unofficial Empire movie.
Yeah, this is the most, full moon Empire film that isn't of all time. It really is.
Yeah. So I guess that leaves release of the month.
Release of the month. Yeah.
What came out that month?
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to pick anything.
What did come out?
Well, all right. This is what I'm gonna pick. Even though nobody got to watch it, I'm picking this. This is what's supposed to come out this month.
Yep.
This is what
but it didn't.
No, it did.
Well, it technically did.
It's still a release from that month.
Yeah.
I
haven't dug into that yet. I've not dug into that yet. I know what month are we in? The September. So the Larry Fessenden Volume 2, Bloodstained Italy, Resurrected, Gang Related, Vice Academy 1 through 6, Strange Affair, and that's it for and that movie Tyler, the triple feature Tyler has. It's it for the regular Vinegar Syndrome and sub labels. I don't know what really came out for partner labels, honestly.
Yeah, we don't have to go through all 30 of those.
I know Phantasmatapes did. What say you, Moodz?
I'm going with Commando Ninja 2 because I already had the Resurrected, so I'm going with this because this is fucking amazing, awesome. Definitely give this all your time. It's amazing. But watch the first one first.
Tony's going with Resurrected.
Yeah, great package. The Wes Ben Scoter fucking slipcase is amazing. I love him as an artist. He makes a lot of like metal records, and just the fact that he made one for this is really fucking cool.
I still
I'll go with
on
that
the back
one.
here. It's like, look at that. It's hilarious to me. Every time I look at it, it makes me laugh. It's good shit.
I'll also go with that, Tony.
Yeah, that makes sense. No one actually watched Commando Ninja 2. So
Do you blame us? Do you blame us? That runtime was scary, brother.
dude,
yeah, it's like the Terrifier 2 of action movies.
I'm telling you one thing, it does not feel like 2.5 hours. If you watch the first one, you could probably watch these back to back and be like, I didn't just watch 3.5 hours of Commando Ninja.
You know what felt like 3 hours? The painted turd.
Because it was?
Because it was.
Yeah.
So it actually isn't that ironic that it ended up being the painted turd?
Yeah.
All right. So next month, what do we got going on?
Yeah, what do we have going on actually? So yeah, for the October picks, geez, I feel like we're so far behind. It's like, but we're technically only a couple weeks. It's just the way we do it because we do them at the end of the month. So yeah, so for October picks, which is going to be technically November show, feature review is going to be Jimmy and Stiggs, the new Joe Begos film.
You did that backwards, but I like. Well, Jimmy and Stiggs is pretty awesome. I think. Did anybody else see it yet?
No,
I saw it when it came out.
I'm kind of waiting.
Did you like it, Tony?
I loved it.
Okay.
And like the little behind the scenes thing that was after the credits made
you love it even more. Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Oh my God.
After I was like pretty high on it, and then I watched that, and I was like, I love this movie.
All right, so Tony is doing Fireworks Woman, which sounds like a porno to me.
It is. It is the Wesley Craven directed porno.
Right. JP is going to get into Barbarian Sound Studio, which is a fantastic film. Tyler's doing Maki Hamu Trilogy. All three.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And I'm doing Marley's Revenge. So
I just like cut out for a long time or something.
Were you talking?
No, you were saying JP's gonna do, and then it cut out.
Oh shit. Crazy.
You're doing Barbarian Sound Studio.
Yes, I've never seen that. Always heard it was pretty good. So I wanted to check that one out.
I haven't watched it either. Yeah, I'm excited to check it out too.
It's a good movie. Really good movie.
Yeah, I've always heard good things about it.
Yeah. So that is next month's show. I'm really looking forward to watching Jimmy and Stiggs, man. Like I might even just watch it twice before. I don't know. I've been so excited to watch it, but I've been putting it off. But
Tyler, you're doing 3 movies?
Yeah.
God damn.
Are they shorts or?
No, they're all like 2 hours long.
I just did 3 movies. Half-assed.
I know. You had a lot of time.
299 minutes. So that means they're all like.
Oh shit, that's still pretty long, bro.
It's like 100 minutes a movie.
Are they all really 2 hours? Are these all really 2 hours?
Yeah.
But everyone watched them all.
Oh. It's not close to 400 minutes. No.
Look at that. It's fucking Asian people driving around in cars and shit. You know I'm gonna love that.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what they are.
That'll be next month's show.
Just Asians driving cars for 4 hours. I'm in.
That sounds dangerous. That sounds dangerous.
Walking down like grocery stores and his like trench coat like he's gonna shoot someone. See, well, then you got the classic woman behind the man looking off into the flames.
So what kind of movies classic are they? Stuff. Are they just?
It's a trilogy of like Yakuza movies.
Oh,
They're like a fusion between Yakuza and like the hard-boiled American movies.
Interesting. All right, guys. That's going to conclude episode 10 here, and we're outie, man. We're done.
Peace.
Deuces.
We need to do a thumbnail.